this chance for one last dance with my shaking hands. I can barely stand. Did I do too much? Did I push you away? I was in a rush, I'm sorry. And I know that you'll forget. I wake up in the night in a cold sweat to face it. Is it over for us now before it began? I know it's crazy, but in my mind I had plans. I had plans. Did I lose this chance for one last
I mean, my biggest comment I do have to say is that I do see some familiar faces from the previous split here, and I do gotta say, high reef into the top lane. I'm expecting a really good fight up there against Legend there, as both of these players I do believe are pretty strong here. So I'm expecting a lot here. I'm hoping, really hoping for a good fight into the top side, and then I see my boy Dreamy and she's down in the mid and support role here. So know a little better more about those player skills, and let me just say that I say they have a lot of potential here to take it up here. And I do gotta say, don't know too much on the other side here. Blizzard Girl and Legend about the only two I can remember at the top of my head. Both seem very solid players from what I can remember, but that's pretty much the take that I do have on both these teams so far until we do get into the game.
For sure, for sure. Turns out I was muted by accident, but I'll just go over everything again. Today we're having our LAS Premade League start off with a pretty good series. We have Divine, Ascension, Sapphire, and Olympus Gaming Poseidon, and they're looking to show us everything they have to offer in Pool A. So the way we have it set up, there are two pools of 6 teams each, and the top 3 from each pool will make playoffs. And tonight we also do have our predictions open, which will start as soon as draft is finished and end as the game starts. So let's hope you guys have your tokens ready, and let's have a good night of League, everyone. And
Definitely agree there.
soon we'll be heading right into the draft, and we'll be able to see what these teams are looking to pick up for themselves tonight.
Yep, I'm hoping for a real spicy one, just as usual. I'm really hyped to see game one here for the actual winter split, not counting the exhibition games on Monday and Tuesday here. We have an actual series on our hand here, so we're gonna have to see how this is gonna roll out.
So, do we have any power picks that we're looking to see picked up from either team tonight?
I'm hoping to see High Reef on the Mordekaiser.
Okay. He seems pretty strong he didn't start off the season, or not the season, this, season 11 very strong as a champion, but because of the constant buffs that have been happening to both him and a little bit to his items, he's looking pretty strong, looking to wreck top lane.
But you also can't forget about Legend and his unstoppable Yorick. I've seen that man 1v9 with Yorick before, and it's insane. So I feel like that's going to be a permaban for Olympians. But if it's not, then I feel like they're going to first pick Yorick.
Now, Legend definitely really strong there. He has shown up a lot, especially in the previous split. Definitely in the draft there, the LAS draft for the fall split of 2020. So we're going to have to see if that is going to translate over to respect ban coming into this split here. See if Olympus Sign is actually going to ban it out, or if they're just going to give it to him. But I still do respect Hyreef enough to actually maybe give him a contest on his road pick nonetheless.
Tonight we get to see how these new items will affect every team. I'm expecting Yorick, if he does actually make it through, to stomp. The new items have made the champion really good, especially with an inbuilt gap closer with Stridebreaker, or even Divine Sunderer just shredding through everyone's max HP.
That is true, except with Yorick's skill with Divine Sun insane.
Yeah, you just gotta watch out for these new mythic items in general. Definitely changes the way League of Legends has been being played for the last couple months here, and a lot of different builds can be coming out. You're not just stuck to a single build. It seems like in this season, so definitely have a lot of wiggle room more in this season than previous seasons when it comes to the type of build you can go. So we have to see what the champions are, what the builds are going to be, and see how this game is going to play out.
I'm kind of hyped to see the bot lane because hopefully we might see a traditional bot lane, like we might see the Jin Kai'Sa, or we might some more spicy, because I've been seeing a lot of people have been playing more Philios since they revert the Ruins Hurricane, and he's been his win rate's been skyrocketing. So I'm wondering if someone's going to pick that up.
I'm also very excited to see if anyone picks up a Samira tonight. That champion wrecked in LCK this morning, and it was so fun to watch.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that today. That was insane.
Samira's always an A+ pick for me. Love that champion.
So we're just waiting to get right into the draft here, so just give it a couple more minutes and we should be good to go. So any mid lane picks that we are looking for today, or is there anything just standard meta picks?
I'm thinking probably gonna be the more standard meta picks, because I feel like both teams want to play the long game, team fights, because I know High Reef's a really good team fighter, and then Legends is a really good split pusher. So I can see DAS spending probably picking a more aggressive mid laner than the Olympians.
Definitely. I would love to see how the split push works versus the team fight comps these next couple series. I honestly think split push is really strong, but if it is punished, it is next to useless. So let's hope to see Divine Ascension actually be able to pull through with their split push comp that we think they are going to go.
I'm just trying to think, just based on like the champions I know, some of these players do play, and some that I know they do not. Because although meta is definitely something you do want to keep in consideration of what you do want to pick, you can get away with picking some of your comfort picks if you are just that good at them.
All right, we're heading
And
straight into draft. We will be right back. Off to you.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and finally get to the draft here. DAS going to go ahead and take out the Mordekaiser, so Reef is not going to be able to get onto that one, and Anunu is gone, and MF and Olaf immediately going to be answered over from OGP here. So it looks like a lot of aggressive picks on both sides just going to immediately taken out, and there goes the can away from Astra as well, and the Your Respect ban from Legend.
As what I was saying, Reef on that Mordekaiser, that has to be a perma ban for him.
I'm going to see a first pick coming out.
Nocturne.
DAS on Nocturne, so we'll see if Windstorm or possibly Svensson, if he's actually going to be able to pick this up into the mid lane. You never know, it is a possibility here, but I do expect Windstorm to pick going that into the jungle, but looks like Bunny is going to go ahead and pick up the Kai'Sa here and a Nautilus support. Now that is a lane that I expected to see. It's very strong, very solid, has the ability to roam, and has the ability to win lane even into some of these stronger matchups.
It's interesting that they want to keep their jungle hidden, but I like how they wanted to keep their jungle hidden right now because, you know, maybe they have something spicy to pull out.
I mean, I'm all down for some spicy picks here. If OGP wants to go down the experimental road, I am all for it here. And DS going to go ahead and pick up the Shin as well. Shin, Nocturne. The amount of global mobility that DAS is going to have into this game is going to be scary just from these two picks. So I'm really hoping to see some really good dives here. And on top of that, the Vayne late game Hyper Carry going to be picked up from Belby.
So far, I'm liking DSC's comp because, you know, if Vayne's like in a sticky situation, she can either have Nocturne's ult, which turn, you know, pretty much skews your vision of everything, and then you also on top of that you have Shin ult, you have Shin ult as well. So that Vayne's not gonna die.
Yeah, definitely a lot of like vision concealment going on so far here.
Now it could be a Shin support though. Don't forget about that.
Yeah. That is definitely true. Shin support definitely does not give as much early game as Shin top can, as you don't get level 60 as fast into a dual lane. But Shin support just does give so much pressure just due to the fact that he can block autos with his Spirit Refuge into the bot side here. But we're going to go and see an OGP pick up the Echo here, which could honestly go mid or jungle, and honestly wouldn't be surprised to see Hyrup take it into the top lane here.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
So we're going to have to wait and see what that one's going to go here. I do like the Echo pick there because it does hide where it is going to go. So DAS not going to be able to know exactly who to ban here. But if Silas is going to be banned out, I'm guessing that is towards Hyrup. That didn't see Dream play it too often. But the Alistar is going to be answered over OGP. Seeing how they do not have the split yet, make sure they get rid of some of those hard engagers. That does work so well with the Vayne here. So I definitely do like that ban coming out and see what they're going to go for the last ban here.
It's interesting that they ban. So they're banning the hard lockdown CC comp for the
hard engagers
really
are not going to be picked up here unless DS has something up their sleeve here. The Shen can still go into the bot lane here, and Set is also open if you do want to put that Set back into the support role. But Darius also going to be banned out here for Hyrup. Hyrup look like he's getting a little bit of the target bans here. 3 out of the 5 bans looks like he is targeted towards him there. So see if he is actually still going to be able to pull something out, or if the Echoes actually is going to go into the top lane here.
I can see him pulling out his Yone top.
That would be something spicy, and it's something Reef would do. It is something he would do. I would not be surprised at all.
Last split off stream, he got 20, I think like 18 or 20 kills on him.
That's
that's the Urgot.
The Urgot coming out there. I'm guessing that is going to go top lane. don't think it's going to go to jungle here. It is entirely possible here, but again, if you think too much on it, DAS has to be really careful because Echo still can go in multiple lanes here, and Urgot too. He can go top and jungle, as jungle Urgot was actually starting to surface a little bit here, but Alawi is going to be locked in for Ledge here to make sure he can hold up that top lane prio. So definitely do like that pick, Alawi. Definitely a very strong pick overall, and definitely do not see a Renekton on the enemy team either. And the Galio to be picked up. This is just going to be an absolute bloodbath coming out of DAS. They just have absolute global pressure.
Well, they also just confirmed that Shin was most likely going to be the support, which is kind of scary against Kai'Sa Nautilus, because if that Shin can get a taunt, the Vayne can just go and clean them up.
Yep, Vayne definitely can block that CC coming out from Nautilus's Q to make sure that she does not take as much damage as possible, and make sure no stack of plasmas goes on her, and Ice Safety and Rain block that point out too. But we're going to go ahead and see the Volley Bear coming out. I'm guessing that is going to go into the jungle here, so I'm guessing it's Urgot top, Volley jungle, and Echo into the mid lane here. We have to see once we finalize these rosters, once we get into Champ Select here, but that is so far what I think is going to go on here. And I'm mostly really wondering how DAS is going to play this game, because they have a very heavy dive comp, and they have the ability to do it without really too much risk either.
And technically, they have two really good split pushers as well, because if Shin and Vayne get ahead, they can just use Shin as a split pusher on top with Alawi as a split pusher.
It's definitely true. Shin support definitely does have the ability to play into the side lanes here because of his ultimate with Stand United, so it pretty much has a free TP there on top of Alawi having TP, so they can run a 1-3-1 with the amount of global pressure they do have. Nocturne doesn't even have to show himself, he just has to hover, and obviously Vayne does a really good job at not really dying by herself, because she does have the Condemn plus the Final Hour Tumble, which does give a little bit of invisibility, plus Galio can easily peel off. So they definitely have to, the OGP definitely has to be really careful here, because since DS can play 1-3-1, they do have so much global pressure, like I mentioned before, and what looks like could be a 3v1 on a side lane might actually turn out to be a 3v3, or possibly a 4v3. So you definitely do have to be very careful to not try to, you know, overcommit on side lanes here, because the amount of pressure DAS does have.
Well, also don't forget, so Urgot I think, does Urgot counter Alawi? Because I think Urgot's pretty good in Alawi, since with the new with Kraken Slayer, I know his W can proc it pretty well.
That would be kind of funny, just going for the straight lane win and build the Kraken Slayer, but I do not expect to see that. I expect to probably, well, maybe possibly. He could definitely go for the lane win here, but Alawi just holds so much pressure, and if he can't really find any kills on her, not really worth to go for something just to win the lane. Might as well just play more towards the team.
And their only AP damage is Galio, so OGP does have that going for them, because Echo is a really good monster when he gets ahead.
Yep, definitely have to be careful to make sure Echo does not get ahead here. Galio does have the ability to stand up against Echo because of his magic shield. Can lock Echo down once he does go in with the space dive, but still, Echo does a lot of damage, especially with the new items getting even more from the mythic passive, from Proto Belt, or Rocket Belt from what it's called now. So you have to put a lot of eyes into this mid lane for Svensson versus Dreamy here, because if this Echo can get ahead, or even just go even and just able to get a couple of roams off, it's going to be really strong. And you can't discredit the Volley Bear either. They do have some dives on the side of OGP, so DS doesn't have all of the cards here. OGP does have some answers.
OGP has a really good survival comp, so like if they do get dived on, they do have, you know, Volley Bear ult, they can get away. They have Kai'Sa ult, they get away, that gives a shield. Nautilus is a really good, has a hook that can, go away, and also he can has a ult that also knocks up people as well.
Echo on top of that being able to just go back 4 seconds in time and regaining his HP, so they play a lot of safe play coming.
But from what I'm thinking, I think Kai'Sa Nautilus is gonna win the early game just by sheer damage and tank, because I know Vayne kind of does have a hard time catching up in the early. But if Vayne does get that 2-3 kills in the early game, Vayne is gonna pop off. But if it gives the Kai'Sa, as we saw yesterday on stream with Raven's Men, she's a monster if she gets ahead.
Yeah, she definitely can be. It's 2 hyper carries into the bot lane here. So we're gonna have to see which one can do more of the carrying on this game here, because I'd say a lot of eyes on them. Because if it's kind of up to the Vayne to carry and kill some of these tanks on the side of OGP, but it's also up to the Kai'Sa to make sure she does not get bursted down and can position correctly, so she can actually dish out as much damage as possible. All right, what do you think, Wolven? Which team is gonna take it?
I'm by looking at comps, I say DAS. But by looking at players that I actually know, I say OGP, because I just know how I know how Karthus, Dream plays, I know how Overcomer plays, and I know how High Reef plays. But my only concern is that what are they gonna do, like you said, with all these global ultis? Because you have Shin global ulti that gives a shield, you have Nocturne that can take away their vision, and then you have Galio who can just literally knock up everyone in a team fight. But the other thing is, DSG's only damage is Vayne. While OGP does have Kai'Sa, they have Volibear, and they have Echo and Urgot as damage.
That's true. If Alawi cannot get ahead, and even when Alawi gets ahead, she is definitely very easy to play against. If she goes in for her ultimate there, she just have to walk out of it, and OGP has the ability to do that. They have so many mobility abilities, like the Killer Instinct from Kai'Sa, the Counter Pick from Echo, and then Volibear has his ultimate Stormbringer to get out. Nautilus can lock down Alawi long enough to make sure she cannot get any damage out once she uses her ultimate. So it's definitely going to be very easy to play against this Alawi, and they definitely do have a lot of damage as to opposed to DAS. DAS does have the Vayne damage, and the Galio can do a little bit, and so can the Nocturne, but the issue is with Nocturne is that once he goes in, he's one and done unless he's just so far ahead. And Galio, I mean, if you build him damage, he's going to be really squishy, and he's going to be an easy target, and when you build him tank, you won't have the damage to really, kill this entire team, because this team has so much ability to reposition, to heal up, to sustain, to just survive, and you will not win elongated fight in OGP's team, because DAS's team is all about the Alpha Strike, all about just using all their abilities, going in, and just absolutely deathballing into OGP. But if OGP can survive long enough in these fights, they're just going to be able to sustain long enough to end up winning out here. So it's definitely going to be up to whichever team can play their comp better, but I'm putting my money on OGP just because I do know more of the players, so it is harder to see what DAS is going to be able to go for here. Alright, as spectator alert goes down, we're going to go ahead and go into a short break until we get into the game, but until then, guys, we'll see you then.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like that, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free.
As I call
The night is young and I think this could go far. The sky is dark but you're my shooting star. Could see her face reflect upon the moon. It was a pretty summer night in June. And then she looked at me and I was confused.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. First official series for the winner split of 2021. We have OGP versus DAS here. We're going to go ahead and see how this game is going to go ahead and roll out here. You heard our predictions in the pregame, so we're going to see how this is going to go out. And it looks like nothing too spicy is going to start out here. Just a normal 5-point from both teams.
If you look at the items, it looks like Alali opted for the corrupting potions first. So she looks like she's looking to not win lane, but at least sustain it for a while.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, corrupting potions, you definitely cannot, like, discredit the corrupting potions when it comes to damage it can do. That burn does help a lot there, so... Also does give Legend a little bit of a breathing room against this Urgot with only one potion, but Urgot with the Conquer is going to be able to heal that right back up without any issues.
Mm-hmm. And then you also look that Vayne opted for the call instead of a Doran's Blade.
Yeah, so she's actually looking to just farm it up. She isn't really looking to do anything too crazy here. So we're going to have to definitely see how that is going to turn out for her when it comes into this laning phase. See classic trades going off into the mid lane here. Level 1 going to be really weird into a double melee matchup, so definitely going to have to continue keep an eye onto that one, see whoever can get a lead or a roam off first here. Bot lane, I expect Nautilus and Kai'Sa to have the prio here until something does end up happening, whether it be a jungle gank or a fight.
It looks like they're both playing like passively, kind of. Kai'Sa looks like she's pushing a little, like pushing it. So look like they're trying to probably bait.
Yep, looks like they're gonna go for it here. Level 2 is going to land here, and a really good Giant is there. Flash coming out, and Voidseeker's not gonna be enough with the heal coming out from Belby. Looks like it was not necessary, but it is there on the reaction time just in case if it was going to land.
Let's see.
We have Volibear into the top side here. Same with the Nocturne.
It looks like they're both both trying to clear their top sides. Probably looking for a gank top side, most likely.
Yep, it could definitely be a double gank coming out here. It is a ward on the side for High River Bush here, but there is a Tri-Bush ward for Legend. So he is going to be able to spot out Astra there, but you see Echo roaming up for this Scuttle here. I like this a lot because Nocturne is not going to be able to pick up the Scuttle, and you can turn this pressure into a double Scuttle if he absolutely wants to. And he is not going to be able to be spotted by that Tri-Bush ward if he does want to go for a gank there. But the little Vision Pollen there is going to be a spot him out, but the Scuttle is just going to go ahead and go over to Astra.
Mm-hmm. Which actually benefits more because now they have Vision on the top side. So now it gives Volibear an opportunity to go to get the bottom Scuttle as well now. Would probably gives him an opportunity to gank bot if he can look for one.
Yeah, definitely. So it is going to be an easy double Scuttle. Kai'Sa and Nautilus are pushed up quite far. Looks like Cogthus is going to be able to do quite a bit of damage to Vincent here. Being able to win that trade without any issues is going to pop his last charge of Corrupting there. It looks like Astra is going to go for a little bit of an invade, probably trying to get some deep vision on Windstorm's jungle. See TP coming out from Svensson here. He's going to go ahead and use that ability quite fast. Make sure he does not miss any of the wave here. Does not fall behind Karthus here. And there's going to be a reset coming out from Astra here. Although Windstorm did get the reset sooner here, there is a wood in the Tri-Bush for Bunny and Shiza to make sure a thing is not possible. Jun's going to be thrown out. Taunt is going to land. Voidseeker going the wrong way. It looks like Belby is going to continue forward. He knows he has Windstorm here. He's going to tumble forward, but he's going to be able to walk right outside of that one.
So they're playing. So bot lane's playing a lot more passive than I realized they would play. I was expecting the DAS to play more aggressive since they do have the Shin comp.
Yeah, but Kaisen on us, very strong lane, and Belby and Blizzard aren't really going to be able to do too much, at least until they get 6 here. But the same can be said for Bunny and Chiza, so they definitely have to be really careful. Vayne did pick up the Colt, like you said, so he isn't really looking for anything too crazy. And Nocturne, I think, is going to be able to be spotted out here, and Blizzard going for a very aggressive posture there, so they're going to be able to tell Bunny and Chiza that Nocturne is here. Something is up. He's going to go and probably walk over wood there. Just Punch could be used. Flash coming out from Karthus. Make sure he does not get hit by that one.
That was a good flash, because I feel like if he wouldn't have landed that flash, he would have got taunted, and most likely he would have died since he is not level 6 yet.
Could be looking for something in the Astra. He has to be really careful here. Vincent is going to be start walking towards over there. Windstorm is close by, but they're not going to decide to do anything here. Level 6 coming out from both solo laners into the top and mid lane here, so we could be seeing some roaming action coming out here with some fights from either side.
It looks like Volibear's going for a back. He might be able to... It looks like he's going Sunfire Angus. So Volibear's opting for the tankiness for this fight. So they're going to have at least maybe 3 tanks on their side, which is really good for the OGP, because it gives Kaisa more survivability and Echo to be able to go in and dish as much damage as they can.
Yeah, also having some tankiness does not help too much. Doesn't hurt too much here either, just to the fact that they do already have so much damage with Karthus and Bunny. High Reef on the Urgot can build Bruiser and still do some damage, and I mean, even Volibear does a lot of damage as well, so I mean, it's not a horrible idea to go Sunfire here either. Just Punch actually could be used into the mid lane here. Halo converges is there of Karthus. It is going to be able to get the stun out. The shield is going to be there. Stun not going to land. Passive's going to proc Karthus with the movement speed. 6 on Windstorm is not up there yet. He does have Chrono Big, is going to use it. Just Punch is there. He's going to have to walk right outside this one. No nearby allies. Phase Dive plus his Time Wander there is going to be able to maybe be enough. Flash coming out with the top. First Blood. Going to go over to Sven there.
That was a really good gank by Nocturne. I don't think Karthus realized that Nocturne was just going to be topside like that, and then he just turned that against him.
Yeah, definitely something you do want to see too, shutting down this Echo into the early game. Svensson actually having a lot of CS lead over Karthus as well, so definitely gonna have to be a lot more careful to the mid lane here. Svensson is pretty low here. Dragon is to be spotted out from Astra. There's going to be a poke coming out. Just a Punch is there. After trying to make sure he stays healthy, it looks like Astra is maybe looking for something here. He does not have Stormbreaker. Blizzard possibly looking for a taunt here, but is going to go over to DAS. Shiza and Bunny too slow on the rotate there. First objective goes over to DAS.
I don't know if I just now noticed that Urgot, Reef, opted for the Conquer instead of PTA.
Yeah, he definitely wants to go for that late game carry and sustain, which is definitely what I would prefer over into this matchup here. He's actually going to land for Legend. The final leap is there. Hy-Vee fighting inside the ultimate. Definitely not what you want to do. Taking a lot of damage here. Tentacle slap. Flash going to be there. One more, and there it is. Legend going to be able to pick up that one. Feel like a virtuous to mid lane is going to be able to find the stun on Svensson. Just to be really careful. They're all coming out there. Chrono Break is now up. Tries for that. Flash isn't there. Windstorm going to pick up another kill for DAS. 3-0, 8 minutes, 9 minutes into the game here. They'll be going in for a very aggressive posture. Excuse me, but nothing is going to happen there. 3-0 lead going over to DAS.
It's just like you said, that the global ultis. Like, Nocturne got 6. He, Echo did go in. Echo did have the advantage on damage, but Nocturne took advantage of his ulti and just destroyed them.
Now, you definitely have to feel like you're never safe around this comp that DAS has. They are never just by themselves. Really good for them going to land. The taunt is there. Tau Shot is going to be there. Dreadline is going to be there. But Windstorm is now also here. Chubby gonna have to get out of that one. Just one more auto is going to go over to Windstorm. Flash coming out. And exhaust from Chubby, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Windstorm looking for another kill. But Flash tumble coming up for Belby to make sure he can pick up that one. Get a kill for himself. And 5-0 lead now over DAS OGP.
This Nocturne is
Oh,
everywhere
wait,
on the
we're
map.
not done quite yet. Payload converted here, but it's going to be landed here. Kill going over to God being Karthus. Probably going to be the next target here. No mana or subs. This is going to be an easy kill. Double kill actually going to go over to God King Karthus, and he is showing why he is truly the king here, as he is going to pick up the first 2 kills for his team 10 minutes in.
And that's what you want on Echo. You want Echo to get that kill lead. You want Echo to get ahead. But as I was saying, that Nocturne is like everywhere on the map. I feel like Bot was a little bit too pushed up because they know that Nocturne was mid. So like maybe they should have played more far back. But Echo getting those 2 kills is gonna help his team out a lot more.
Yeah, definitely going to even a lot up into the mid lanes. Vincent's still up quite a bit of CS, though, on Karthus here, so you have to be really careful. He's going to go for a trigger, just as punches there, but here comes Ashra for the stun. He does have the flash. He will not be able to get it out, though, and it's going to be a cooldown reset because of the passive on his Q, but they're not going to go ahead and go any further onto that one. Get a little bit of prior over to Karthus there. And a lot of damage coming out from Bunny on Blizzard Girl. It's almost half HP there, so you have to be really careful. Make sure they do not lose that more on bot lane than they already have. Actually gonna run right into the Alawi here. Gotta be really careful. Windstorm is also here. Galio roaming up for his ultimate, but he is not going to need to use it. The hero sentence still going to be up and ready. Coming up as actually my bad for Windstorm here. And Giza and Bunny looking like they really want to do something to Belby and Blizzard. Like, they look so anxious to pick up a kill for themselves. Ooh, I have to be really careful here. Windstorm is here, and so is Legend. Dude's gonna go out. The taunt is going to be the fear. My bad. Asha gonna go in for the shield there. Have to be really careful. They're all coming out. And Windstorm is gonna go for it. And the stand unit is going to be there. Gonna be able to pick up the kill though. Shut down. Gonna go over to High Reef. He is 450 gold rich, and he is now chasing down Legend. He is the next target. Not gonna be able to get the slow. The E is there. The R coming out. High Reef needs to get the hell out of there. He is end up gonna fall down the hill down to the bot side there. Really good kill. Inksig make sure to pick up that one. One more auto. It is going to be a kill going over the Blizzard Kill. It's just long enough for OGC set to pick up one for himself. What an explosive fight on both sides of the map.
Well, as you would say, bot lane was looking to go in, and they went in as soon as Volibear and Reef got collapsed on by the allowing him, so Nocturne couldn't rotate fast enough. That was actually a really good engage by OGA's bot lane.
Yeah, definitely good. Nautilus does end up picking up the kill, sadly, but you take those trades, especially when you're up as much CS as you are into this vein. So you're definitely not mad about that trade whatsoever. You did not get the double, but you still pick up a kill, and so does your support. So support gets a little bit of economy influx there, 300 gold. Get a little bit more of a better items into this lane. Does have the plated steel crabs, or as I like to call it, ninja tabby. So it's definitely gonna be a lot harder for this vein to do some damage. It is Vayne though still does have that true damage onto the W, but see another pull coming out, and it's not going to be doing too much, but we have to be really careful there. That is a Kraken Slayer Kaisa. You can't walk in like that, and it's taking a lot of damage from Bunny there. Blizzard Girl is still full HP though, and God King Karth is going to be able to spot out Windstorm. Always have to be really careful. Your Astra is there, so he does no longer has the spell shield there. Hero's Entrance on the way. TP coming out from Legend here. Could have is this. They can pick up a kill onto Windstorm here. Can they do it? I don't think they can. And the kill going to go over to Legend. He is on a killing spree now. There's going to be Dragon starting up here. High Reef to the top side here. Bunny going to have to be... He does not have the ultimate. He does not flash. He does have the exhaust. Going to be able to walk right out of that one, doing so much damage. So many low health bars. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Flash is not coming up for another like 30 seconds. We have both. He could go on Bell, but he's going so far. Buddy, you could have possibly gotten that kill, but is going to play it safe instead. Dragon number 2 going to go over to DAS off a really good team fight.
This is what I want to see from the very beginning. Like I said, you do not want to see a fed Alawi. Once Alawi gets ahead, she just becomes an unstoppable killing machine, and especially team fights what they have, because they have a Alawi ult or Gallery ult on top of Shin and Nocturne ult. So their team fights are going to be more impactful than OGP's, but I still think OGP still has it because Reef did just get first tower, which he got that first tower gold, so he should be backing and getting his mythic item.
Belby just kind of poking Asha with the constant double. That's about a third of his HP gone with nothing but 3 autos there, and that's what Vayne will do to you, even though 1 and 2 without even Cole being completed, and also down in CS. But Bunny and Chiza are back into this lane here. Windstorm is around the bot side here. Voidseeker is going to be able to cancel the back from Velby. Have to be really careful though. The ult is coming up from Windstorm. They're really good talk coming out from Blizzard Girl there. Really good ult coming out from Chiza for really good disengage. Dragon's actually going to land. A lot of damage coming out. Shutdown going to go over the Bunny. Blizzard will be the next target here. Killing is there. One more auto will be enough there. Velby the only one left standing. Double kill over the Chubby Bunny. And it looks like Velby is possibly the next target here, as they could dive for this and see if they're going to plan on doing it. Astra is onto the bot side here. Stormbringer and Flash is up. It looks like he's going to be able, Velby is going to be able to sniff that one out. Walk right out of that one, and it is going to be Tower OGP lane duo.
And that's exactly what it's be right there. You want to see Kaisa get a lead. You want to see Kaisa get ahead. Because like I said before, if Kaisa can get a lead in the head, she becomes an unstoppable monster. Even with their lockdown global ultis like with Galley and stuff, Kaisa can just, like you said, can just maneuver around with her ult.
Yeah, definitely. So this game looked like it was going to be one-sided at the beginning here, but the bot duo coming out from OGP is definitely showing up a lot here. It's definitely a really good pickup for OGP here to have that really strong bot lane here. And We're not really able to do too much into this lane here, just constantly being bullied out from Legend. Legend and Windstorm at the light is definitely light at the end of the tunnel for DAS, as Velby and Spence are going to have a little bit of time before they can actually scale up there. Australians have to be really careful. He's got to be using the Stormbreaker. Bunny is down onto the boss side, so he can pick up a kill on Legend. The execute is there. One more auto should be put him in range. Not quite enough there for the flash coming out. One more auto, which is not going to be enough. Going to be slow. One more shutdown. Going to go over 600 gold. Victor over to Bunny. And again, this Kaisa just keeps on getting more fed and even more fedder. She's definitely going to be real fat after this one, but head into the mid lane here, as there's going to be 3 members from DAS possibly looking for something here, but looks like they're just going to go ahead and call that off and go for the objective on top side on Shelly.
I don't know if you saw it or not. It's kind of interesting that Reef went for the Gorge Drinker on Urgot. I've never seen that before on Urgot, but I'm curious to see how it works on him.
I mean, it does definitely have that healing and sustain potential, which is what High Reef really wants in this situation, what the OGP wants in general. They want to be able to sustain out these fights, so definitely don't blame him for going and picking that one up. But again, that's what I was saying in the pre-game. With these mythic items, there's just so many build paths you can go that fit so many different needs and purposes, and this is a good example of what it's showing. So definitely really good pickup on Reef there. Make sure you can stay alive in these fights long enough and just burn out all the damage that DAS has.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It looks like Kaisa is opting, maybe, I'm thinking she might be going for Ruin's Hurricane next. I don't know. She does have a Zeal with a pickaxe.
GP coming up from Galki, Karthik Church. I'm not going to land. That could have been really disastrous for Blizzard Girl, but she's going to be able to tomp right out, or dash right out of that one.
Gakin just got his rocket belt, so that's really good for him. He just hit a small power spike for Echo.
Yep, definitely has the ability to do some damage on some of these squishies on Windstorm and Velby, so Windstorm and Velby gonna be really careful around Karthus now, as he can do quite a bit of damage if you give him just that slight room, which realistically that's all Echo needs, because he does have his ultimate to get him out of any sticky situation.
It looks like they're looking for a team fight.
Yeah, Dragon is spawning in about 23 seconds here, so see if they can't find a pick with some vision. Legend may be the pick here. Looks like that's exactly what's gonna happen. And though the R is gonna be coming up, Parallel Coverage is there. You can stand in it if he's stunned. Here comes Windstorm. I don't think this is exactly where you want to be, but here comes Quarterback and the Heroes in to double kill going over the Windstorm. Make that a triple kill going over the Windstorm. Chubby Bunny and she's the only ones left alive. Dragon is now spawning. A really good Justice Punch going to go on Caesar, and Depth Charge is going to be there. Judge on not going to land. It is going to be all up Chubby Bunny, but he's walking. It's Vincent, and that is a ace going over to DAS.
It's just like you said, the global ultis, Nocturne used ult, went in, got a double kill, and then his entire team ult on top of him would made him get a triple kill and not die. Because I thought he was going to die right there, but he didn't. He just outlived because all the global ultis he had on his team.
If you are never safe with any picks you do against this team. That was really good that they were able to pick off Legend, but just Bunny and Cheese are just not where they needed to be to follow up on that. So unfortunate about that fight. They did pick up a kill, but they do lose the third Drake. There's only one more for Soul, and it's Ocean Soul. You know, popular by many as a self-proclaimed best Soul into the game here. Definitely gonna be feeling really happy for DAS right now.
Well, I don't think they noticed with that last team fight that Kaisa was actually topside. So they didn't have their damage dealer with them. Yeah, they picked up Legend, but they didn't have anyone else to continue to keep the damage going.
Yeah,
they're
that's
one
the sad
comment,
thing about this. That's the sad thing about with Echo is that he does a lot of damage in that one go, but after that one go, he takes a little bit of time to get his passive and his cooldowns back up. Kaisa, however, does not really have too much of an issue with that, with the ability to kite and being able to spell weave with her relatively short cooldown on her Q and her E, since her E does get cooldown resetted per auto.
How do you think OGP can come back from this?
Play around Bunny. He's so strong right now. Look for picks if you can, but you just gotta play around him. Winston looks like he is gonna go for something here. Winston got to be really careful. He's gonna be bursted. That looks like he's gonna be able to find his son onto the Galio. Was it going into the depth? Deep into the backline, this Vincent gonna fall down. TP coming up from high reef there, that could be canceled out. Shutdown going over to Gaussian Carthage, still going over to Asha. Coming up from high reef, see if they can pick up a kill on Belby. And a double kill gonna go over to Asha. TP coming out from Legend here. But to be really careful here. This is 5 members versus 1. Almost an ace coming out from OGP. A really good fight coming out from them too. And that's the push that they just might have needed. And there looks like they possibly thinking about going on Baron here. The death timers are long enough. It's only Legend. He does have his ultimate in Flash, but I don't think he can 1v5.
No, I don't think so either.
He does not have his E up right now. He just used it on Asuka. There's going to be Shelly being popped off, but they did this so fast because, oh, looks like Legend Nancy's going to go for it. He is going to be immediately stunned up. Burst it down. Hype's going to be able to pick up that one. Windstorm on his way. Spins in is also there. They have to be careful to not go away the lead by entering into the Baron pit. Usher going to go in for a stun there. He's going to be able to find it. Jungle might fall down, but no one. Not Windstorm going to be able to pick up that one. Baron at 2k, 1k, one more. Bam! It is going to go over to OGP. It looks like Blizzard go, and Blizzard looks for something. And Blizzard going to be shot down. One more auto is going to be able to flash right outside of that one. A really good flash gun coming out. Get them is going to be this. Spencer going to be able to adjust as much right outside of that one. Going to be blocked out, and the auto coming out. It is going to be enough. Amazing sight coming out from High Reef there. What a fight from OGP as they turn this game around.
And that's exactly what you want to see from OGP. You want them to see them to fight around Kaisa, because like you said, Kaisa is the one that's fed on their team. Kaisa is the one that's their one con. They fought around Kaisa, they protect the Kaisa, and it paid off for them to gain almost an ace.
This looks like it was going to be a one-sided game, and I said that multiple times, but OGP just playing so well in those last 2 fights into the mid lane and into the Baron. DAS just blinded. They just did not want to give them the Baron up so early, but like I said, you cannot int into the Baron pit. That's not going to solve anything. And now they have Baron. They're wearing purple. They got a tower. Bunny got even more. Everyone on OGP just got more fed in general, and they now close the gold gap and are now ahead by 4k.
Yeah, I feel like
oh, maybe looks for something up as a go here. Going to be able to dash right outside of that one. But look at that damage. That's all it's needed.
That is true. With Kaisa's W plus with her, she already have her upgraded Q, and I think she has her upgraded E since Rune's Hurricane. I don't know how that plays into it yet. But with just those 2 items, Kaisa can literally half health a tank right now.
Yeah, I mean, Kaisa does shred tanks because of her passive there. Once I'm going to be spotted out. Bunny definitely playing this really safe and conservative, which I definitely do agree on. Dragons coming up in 43. This is so for DAS, and DAS can suicide for this objective because it is such a strong soul. But they do have to be careful that they do not put all their eggs in one basket. If they do get the soul, but all that, oh wait, hold that thought. Possibly looking for something here. Containment is going to be landed, but again, Winston going to go for it, but he is going to be bursted down. Here's the is there. Beltman to the backside. He is going to flash, but Bunny is going to end up falling down. But a lot of them coming out really good. All coming out from higher to fear away Legend. And he looks into the right side here. Beltman is running away from Oscar. Oscar going to be able to pick up that one. Pillar, which is going to be able to stun. Double kill going to go over to High Reef and Ace coming out for OGP. OGP. Oh my goodness, they got Bunny, but it doesn't matter. You lost your chance of being able to just focus one member. Everyone on OGP is fed now, not just Bunny. So you can't just focus down one member anymore. You have to try to go for a team fight win. And that is going to be a sole stop for OGP. Going to be able to pick up the one of many objectives as this game just keeps on turning more and more in their favor.
I'm surprised that they went in for the team fight and not fight around Dragon.
Yeah, they definitely wanted to make sure they guaranteed the Dragon by winning the team fight. Looks like they did not want to go for a 50-50. And, I mean, that's the way they want to play it. They're trying to play to their comp strength, which is being able to just dash in and being able to stack so many ultimates. But Chubby Bunny is so strong. And you're isolating yourself against Isafy and Rain. Like, how do you think that is going to go out? It's not going to go well for you whatsoever.
Because people don't realize that you can put all Kai'Sa's Qs on one person or one object.
Yep, if isolated target, it does about, I believe, at level 5, 250, plus any of the extra AD or ability power she has. So it does quite a bit of damage, plus having Hail Blades and the Void Seeker and Kraken Slayer just does so much damage. So Winsome got to rethink your strategy. Is not going to be able to dive in anymore, as, again, this team has so much mobility.
And Kai'Sa just picked up our IE too, so she's going to do even more damage to the tanks and to all the squishies. Because once Nocturne, once Windstorm, he goes in with his ult, but he gets annihilated in instant. So I feel like if they want to pull off that combo, like she needs an ult straight onto Windstorm as soon as he ults on someone, because he's just gonna die in an instant. You can't wait until he's almost dead, because then he's dead.
Yeah, you definitely cannot wait until his health bar hits low enough, because he will just be shredded down. Belby does have his power spike on Vayne, though. He has Kraken Slayer Glimpses, and he looks like he is going for a lifesteal item. Not sure quite what it is. Does have a Vamp Scepter, though. Ooh, that's a lot of damage coming out on God King Karthus, though. Vincent showing how strong full AP Galio can be. And High Reef now pretty strong himself now and can actually hold up his own against Legend.
Yeah, he has a item full up on Legend right now, which is really good for him, and he has his Executioners too.
Yep, definitely have to be really careful here. He does have the ability to sustain so much. Ravenous Hydra is there. Is going to be able to pull him there. Really good depth track is going to be there. Hill Instinct going to be able to pick up a kill for Chubby Bunny. Flash Stormbringer is there. Belby going to be able to pick up double kill for Chubby Bunny there. And all they have to do is just push down mid lane. Reef just has to heal up back on these minions. That's all he has to do. The tower is going to be the next target here. It is 5v3 right now, and it's about 20 or 30-second timer, so they could get a lot here as they're pushing all three lanes.
Do you think they get in right here?
No, definitely cannot end right here. I don't think they do enough damage to towers or structures, but they're going to be able to land a pull right onto Legend. That is a flash coming out. Looks like they could translate something into the bot lane if they want. Follow High Reef's push. Looks like they are going to back off there and lift the Baron.
Again, really good engages by OGP. They're playing their comp to the fullest. I feel like DSA were playing their comp correctly in the beginning. It's just that I think OPG learned from their mistakes. That hey guys, Kai'Sa's our carry right now. We need to play around her, and playing around her made them get the lead again.
Looks like they are going to go in and set up this Baron. There actually is no vision on the Baron right now, but they just got it with that blue wood, so they take them too long to figure out. High Reef isn't there, but neither is Legend or Belby. They can't really do anything. This is going to be shredded down. That's another Baron going over to OGP. They're going to wear purple. They're going to reset, and they're going to come back even stronger.
Yeah, I feel like they just had to give it up right there. I feel like if they contested, they would have just died. Yes, Legend does have TP, but I think they're realizing that they can't win team fights. They have to win the pick off.
Yeah, definitely at this point, you cannot win team fights anymore. You're 9k gold down. Kai'Sa at her last item, Kraken Slayer, i.e. Runon's Mortal Berserker Greaves. So she's really strong right now, even has some of that anti-heal.
So how do you think, now question is, do you think DSG can come back?
I don't think DAS has really what, I just don't think they can. Because yes, you do have the Vayne for the hyper carry, but Nocturne's gonna start falling off. Alawi's gonna start falling off. In general, you don't have Shen. So you can't have the Shen solo lane or side lane here because there's so much pressure OGP has. So you can't even play to your win con until you can get a lead. Like the Soul would be a good start, and it isn't bigger smite coming up from Astra though. So they're gonna have to definitely be really careful. Because they're looking here, but they're just gonna absolutely shred down this Dragon is going to go over to Oscar here. It looks like it's going to be heroes into the back lines here with some looking for Chubby Bunny, but he is nowhere to be found. A lot of damage coming out onto him, but it's not going to matter. Another team fight one coming out for OGP. TP coming out from God King Carter's belt. He's the only one left alive. He is on a ward right now. Chubby Bunny is there. He is going to absolutely delete him. Ace going to go over to OGP. Another 5 kills for nothing. And this is going to be GG 100% most likely going over to OGP as they're going to be able to take this game away off a really incredible comeback here, as it looked like DAS had it into the early game, even into the mid game, but Chubby Bunny and OGC kept strong, kept the mental high, and because of that, they were awarded with the first game of the series.
They played their comp well. Like both teams play their comp well. It's just I think OGP, like I said before, they took a step back. They analyzed who their win con was. They played around their win con, got their entire team fed, and then they just rolled over DAS.
Yeah, DAS definitely very strong early game. I commend them for that. Their rotation or transition into the mid game was also really strong. But their issue was that they had no answer for Bunny. They had no answer for the amount of mobility that OGB has. So definitely a really good game coming out. And sorry for my bird in the background. He's just going absolutely ham.
Do you think there's gonna
Yep.
do you
Right
think
after
there's
this game, guys, we're gonna have play of the game coming up here, so you go ahead and vote on to that though. My personal favorite for that game has to definitely go to Bunny though. He just absolutely played out of his mind. So GG's to OGP on coming back on that one, but it ain't over quite yet. DAS has the ability to come back onto this one. But until then, that is the final thoughts I have for Woven. If you have anything left, you can say it now.
I have to say kudos to both teams. But I really think OPG just like I said took a step back. They played to their win cons, and I have to say like Bellby it should I mean Chubby Bunny should get player of the game. They played amazingly. They played their hearts out. They did really good at ults. They did really good engages, and overall this is just amazing. I don't think the other team will let her get Kaisa again, but I could be wrong.
That's all for this game, folks. We're going to go ahead and send it back to Salt Spider for any type of last analyst that he has. But until then, we'll see you in the next game.
All right, real quick, we're just going to head off to break, and then we will break down what happened. See you guys in about 5 minutes. So, sorry for muting again. Our player of the game was Mr. OG Sisa on the Nautilus. Without the Nautilus, I don't think it would have been possible for the Kai'Sa to be able to play the lane out the way she did. The game did start out a little rough for red side, but with the help of both the support and AD carry, it was a done deal. Got 2 fed, it was just impossible to deal with that snowballing Kai'Sa. So, I am going to head over to draft and get everything started. So, see you guys then.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. The last game was an absolute, just amazing one to watch and cast collectively, as just both teams showing their strengths and weaknesses throughout the entirety of the game. OGP did end up picking that one home and are looking to possibly just end this one out in a 2-0 sweep, but DS is not out of it just yet. They do have the ability to come back here and bring it up to match point and reverse sweep OGP. But till then, we're going to get into the draft, and OGP, again, banning the misfortune.
Do you think this is gonna be a Kai'Sa ban this time?
I would not be surprised at all. As we see DAS also banning out the Kane, the Nocturne ban is coming out, targeted towards Windstorm, definitely there. They definitely did not like the ability to stop being able to see anything and him just being whatever he needs to be. But there is the Kai'Sa ban.
Like I said before, Nocturne did carry the early game for DAS. Nocturne was in the right locations of the times. Whatever there was a team fight for DAS, Nocturne was there.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, he's just very solid pick in general. Once he hits 6, he has the ability to turn a fight pretty much in any lane because of the range of his ultimate. So definitely a really good ban coming out. But the Mordekaiser is actually open for High Reef this time because they did have to ban out the Kai'Sa. The new ban still being there, but the Yorick ban also there. Once again, make sure Legend cannot pick that one up, but it's going to be the Jen first pick lock-in coming out for Chubby.
So far, I'm thinking that OGP would pick up the Mordekaiser, but also don't forget that Legend does also play Mordekaiser as well, and he does play a main Mordekaiser, so it could be DAS picking up Mordekaiser.
Man, I don't care who picks it up. I just want to see me some Mordekaiser action. But once again, DAS opting to lock in their jungler first rotation. Seems they have a lot of confidence in Windstorm to not be countered or really be put in a bad situation because the first rotation pick here. So
I feel like you're sacrificing the counter pick for your jungle, but I like the spiciness of what they're doing. They're just saying, hey, you can counter pick me all you want. I'm still gonna out jungle you.
I definitely have a lot of eyes onto Windstorm and see if he is going to be able to out jungle Astra into this game here. He definitely did a good job into the early game, but mid to late game of that game particularly, Astra definitely did a way better job in finding what he needed for his team there.
Now, how do you feel about the Tristana pick?
Yeah, I mean, the Tristana's good, but it really depends if Overcomer or OGC picks up something aggressive like Leona. Tristana has a hard time to do what she wants to do. If you just get locked down and CC'd to death, not really much Tristana can do. And as long as Tristana does not get her full bombs off when she goes in, and the Jin can do a lot of damage or can just kite out, not much the Tristana pick can really do. Especially since Tristana does lack a lot into 5v5 team fights, because if she cannot get her bombs off, she cannot do damage. But she can only do damage by jumping in, but you can't really jump into the middle of the enemy team. And see the Malphite also being picked up here, and this Tristana is just not going to be able to play the game.
Do you think that's a Malphite top or Malphite mid?
I mean, I don't know. I want to say Malphite top. It seems like Reef would be fine playing Malphite top, just, being fine being that big mountain in the way and just being able to ult on whoever he needs to ult on. Because Urgot definitely did seem okay, but he have a little of an issue into the early game here. But we see DAS actually picking up Alistar for the support, so definitely a very aggressive bot lane.
I have never seen Alistar with Tristana before. I don't know how well they work together, but I really think that they should have opted to more of an enchanter like Lulu, because it is Leona, and I feel like Lulu with Jarvan and Tristana will be a lot better for their comp than Alistar.
They do have a lot of engage though, and again, that's what seems like likes to do. They just like to go for a heavy engaged team fight, but didn't work out so well last time at the Galio Shin being banned out from OGP while Echo and
And-
Syndra from DAS.
And yeah, there goes Dreams Echo.
Yep, not going to be able to pick up that one once again. It looks like Svensson looking to play the Orianna, and again, it continues to solidify what their comp is going to be. Just hard engaged team fight. It seems like DAS has really comfort with that playstyle, but they tried to do it last time, it didn't work, and we see the Warwick and Nivea locked in almost instantly for OGP.
So
Now,
like
that
again,
is
just like just like
spicy.
last round, they're going for a defensive comp while DAS is going for an engage comp. By looking at these two comps, I think OGP has the better comp just because Anivia right now is a monster if she can just get a really good R. Then you have the Malphite R, and then you have the Leona stuns, and then you just have Jhin in the background just pegging people. Like, I don't think Tristana is going to be able to get in that comp at all.
Yeah, Tristana's gonna have a very hard time here in general. The Ornn pick, I do love the Ornn pick in terms of what their comp wants, which is just like all engage and heavy engage, but where's their damage coming from? Orianna, Tristana. That's the only place where their damage is realistically coming from. Yes, Jarvan has some damage himself in the early game, same with Ornn, but you cannot rely on that late game. Jhin has a lot of damage late game. Malphite, yes, he's a tank, but that man does a lot of damage late game as well. And he has a one, press engage in any situation.
And then
Warwick has the sustain, and then Anivia has the late game. Like, there's so much ability for OGP to do damage here, and DAS, again, all the cards are on the Orianna and Tristana.
Well, and don't forget, it could turn around and DAS could, win. If they win the early game, they could win the game. Because if Tristana can get an early Kraken Slayer, Tristana can wreak havoc, but that's only if Tristana can win lane early. So DAS needs to think about probably ganking bot a lot more than what they did last time. I feel like they need to get just Tristana as super far ahead as possible for them to actually, because like you said before, in the late game, Jhin just gonna run him over with all the tanks he has on there, and then he also has Anivia for the slows.
Yeah, definitely gonna be a very spicy game in general. DS, once again, running a team fight comp. So they're gonna try to, in general, deathball into OGP, but OGP, once again, has the ability to survive the deathball by utility slowing, kiting out, and sustainability. So it's legit the exact same playstyle from both teams, but in a different game, different sides, and different champions.
Now the question is, who do you think is gonna take the win?
I mean, DAS had a very strong early game last game, and the transition to mid game was pretty good too. But they seemed so lost in mid to late game fights. So OGP, I'm just gonna give it to them because I feel like OGP has an easier time this game than they did last game. So just purely based on that, I think OGP is gonna be able to pick this one up once again.
I agree with you. I think OGP is gonna take the win. Just like you said, just looking at their comp, you have the Warwick Fear, you have the Anivia stuns, and you have the Anivia slows.
Predictions are opening, ladies and gentlemen. On the blue side, we do have OGP, and the right side, or red side, is going to be DAS. Go ahead and put predictions in who you think gonna win. Woven and myself already said that OGP was going to be able to take it up and win this series here, but who knows, DAS could tie this one up and go for a reverse sweep into game 3, but this is going to be really spicy to watch in general, as, again, both these teams just have their strengths and weaknesses that either team can exploit.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if... Now the question is, can Dream play Anivia? Can Dream win against Orianna? Because also if Orianna gets ahead, Orianna can also just roam to the bot lane, and just get Tristana ahead, or roam to the top lane to get Ornn ahead.
Yeah. It's just going to be... I'm just curious how it's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Are we just going to see the exact same thing, where it's just going to be early game DAS to transition mid, and then after that it's just a OGP party, or is it OGP actually gonna fall short? Or better yet, is OGP actually gonna be able to take the early game this time?
No, the thing I feel like the reason why DAS fell apart, fell so hard last game in the late game is because they could not secure that last dragon for their soul. I feel like if they put more pressure on objectives and get soul, whatever soul it is, we did have it was an ocean soul last game. So if they can get maybe a mountain soul or maybe an inferno soul for them, I think it would benefit them a lot more to prioritize the dragons in the Rift Herald and the Baron, so they can roll over OGP. Because it looks like it seems like from last game OGP didn't really care about objectives as much.
They didn't care about getting the I don't think they just care about getting objectives. More or less that they definitely did not play safe when objective time were coming up, and every time they wanted to go for an objective, they just didn't have the manpower or the resources to do it. So again, DAS took advantage of that, but once they actually got everything together, and when the 4th and 5th Drake spawned, OGP was there and ready. They had the resources they needed. DAS just, wasn't able to contest to that, and they ended up falling short in that game. But we'll see if they can't do anything different when it comes to that later stages of the game. But if DAS can do what they did last game into the early game again, then they can, again, snowball, but they got to be careful and not give any wiggling room to anyone in OGP.
Now the main question, Sheep, we all know you're a Jhin main. I consider myself a Jhin main too. I love him as an ADC. What do you think this Jhin's going to build?
Well, into this comp, Eclipse is definitely out of the question. Eclipse is like, there's too many tanks, there's too many people you can use it on that just won't do enough damage. So I would definitely say Gale Force for the mobility here is definitely the play. You want to be able to dodge out of some of these things. You just want to make sure that you have the ability to survive. And again, like last game, that's all they need to be able to take this one home. So I say Eclipse is a no-go for this one. Gale Force is definitely what you want to take.
I'm agreeing with you. Like you said, Gale Force gives you that extra dash. It can also give you that extra damage for Jhin, because you could just Gale Force Q auto.
Alright, it's about 10 seconds left until the spectator delay is over. We're going to go into a quick loading screen here until we get back to the game. I'll see you guys then.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like them, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're into game 2 with OGP versus DAS. On the blue side, we have OGP up 1-0 in the best of 3 series. And on the red side, we have DAS. DAS had a very strong showing into the early game in game 1, but OGP being able to come back into the later stages of the game with the help of the Chubby Bunnies. Really strong Kaisa carry. So we're going to see if he's going to be able to pull it off once again, or if anyone else in OGP have some carry pants left on for tonight here. But DAS are not out of this yet, and they're looking to tie this one up and looking for a reverse sweep.
My fellow cast, have you seen the runes on Malphite?
Yes, I don't think Aftershock is going to be good here. Can only proc it with his ultimate. So when he ults in, he'll be really tanky. But that that spell is or rune is only going to be useful if he actually lands his R, which very hard to miss Malphite R, but it's still possible if someone flashes out of the way. So it's still a inconsistent rune with this kit on top of Odie still being inconsistent if someone does not get hit by it.
You know, doesn't he also proc it with his Q? Because isn't his Q slow?
Hard CC.
Hard CC only? Okay. Oh.
Yeah, but looks like Legend looking for a little bit of a see if he can't do anything into the top side here, but he is all by himself, so he's not really going to be able to pull anything off there. Is going to be a blue start coming out from the
both
Warwick.
jungles.
So it's going to be an
yeah.
opposite side start. So we'll see how the clear is going to go out for both of these junglers here. See if Jarvan, what side Jarvan or Warwick want to play on. And
It's interesting that Jarvan started blue. I thought he would start red, you know, wanting to go maybe looking for a gank bot side. But it looks like that's what Warwick wants to do.
Yep, he's looked like he is going for a full clear here, possibly playing towards the bot side of the map. He knows who his carry was last game. It was definitely that bot lane there, so he's looking to keep that one up once again. And looks like Windstorm heading to the top side here, knowing Legend was very strong into Hy-Vee, but it's Ornn.
Yeah,
I mean, he gets fed. That's cool, but like,
I don't
it's
think
not
that's
he's
the
gonna
first
kill
thing
you.
need to be fed. And then if you looked at it again, Bellby again opted for the call instead of Doran's Blade. I want to know his mindset for that.
Yeah, I definitely think it was okay on Vayne because you're not really looking for anything early game as Vayne, but you're Alistar Tristana. You're looking to the lane. You're looking to like jump in and kill someone. You're not going to be able to do that with Cole. Ooh, a lot of damage coming out from Karthus there into the mid lane there. Electrocute is going to proc Vincent, taking kind of a bit of damage there. He's going to pop a poke here. Maybe some of the mid lane Windstorm here. He's going to flash out, and Karthus is going to do just that. Flash is going to be out from God from Karthus.
That
so
was
that's
a
already
really
is
nice flash by Nivea.
third. And we
Also
looks like
good.
both junglers again, opposite side of the map, taking the objectives.
But I feel like DAS, I feel like both teams are kind of like on the opposite side I would need to be on. Like Warwick, yes, needs to look at Jhin and stuff like the ADC. But I feel like they're pushed in, so I feel like Warwick needs to be top side, while Jarvan needs to be bot side.
Ooh, Jarvan may be looking for something into the mid lane here. Astra will be here. Flash coming out. No mana on Svensson. There's going to be a wall coming out here. Astra is on his way. Even if you kill her, she's just going to go into A form here. No mana on the Orianna. No flash either. Astra is looking for the kill. One more auto kill. He is going to eat that one right up. Num num num. Very tasty. Wisdom could be the next target here. But he's going to flag and drag right over his blue wall. And that's going to be first blood going over to Astra without any issues whatsoever.
That was it. I like how he changed his prio. They were focusing Jarvan, but Warwick saw that Orianna was a little bit too far out there, so he told her like, "Hey, you're too far. You know, like I'm gonna get you."
Yeah, she just used Flash 2 from God King Karthus' stun, and looks like they're gonna go for the step up mobilize. Wisdom is onto the boss side here. Flash coming out, really good flash coming out. One more auto. Probably gonna be able to pick up kill here to the top side. Legends gonna be burned. Flash here. How you can see if you can pick up a kill? OGC has to get the hell out of town. This save 9 up. Q gonna come up from Windstorm. Not gonna be enough. OGC's are gonna be able to survive, but is gonna be killed going over to Belfie.
And that's what you want to see from DAS. You want them to see. You want to see Jarvan go to the bot side. You want to see the Tristana get the kills. You need Tristana to get ahead. Like I said, if Tristana gets ahead early, that's really good for the team because that's their damage. Their damage is not Orianna, is Tristana. Now the thing that benefits the other team, benefits the other team is that they have no flash now.
Yep, no
all their flashes on their side is gone. But the only person with flash and TP is Hy-Reef, which is really good because Hy-Reef can just TP down bot lane and just flash and, an ult or something, or flash, and do a really good setup for the Jhin.
Yeah, but there's definitely a lot of CC onto the bot side here. Deadly Flourish, Jin's W on top of Zenith Blade and Shield of Daybreak coming out from Shiza. Also, if he can get Solar Flare and get 6, so that's also even more. Definitely a lot of CC in general coming out from OGP. And again, that's what they want. They want to be able to sustain out these fights and survive excuse me, the initial burst that DAS has.
I do agree with you. They want to survive the initial burst. I feel like OPG is kind of pushing up a little too far on their bot side. I feel like they need to freeze the wave a little bit more. They're shoving way too fast because Jervin is down there looking for another gank.
Asha is also down here, though. They spot him out, though. Looks like he may be looking for a fight onto this dragon, and Asha doesn't have any other camps on any other side of the map besides bot. His blue buff is coming up, though. Stalking Clutch is getting Pyro in his lane. They could look for the dragon here. There's Pyro down boss side, too, and even with the kill that Belby has, still not looking for anything on Bunny without some help from this jungler.
Mm-hmm. I do agree with that. I feel like even though Tristana has the slight lead, had the item lead, I feel like they can't. They can't still look for anything on the gym.
Yep, it does have the Noon Quiver. It does give more damage than Pickaxe and gives that little extra attack speed, plus extra damage to minions and monsters here. And it looks like Winston is actually probably going to be spotted out. Maybe he didn't get hit onto that wood, but he is on his way. He is going to get hit by that trap there. Shooter Dipic is going to be there. Caesar, one more auto is going to fall down. Winston going to be able to pick up that one, but we going to be able to find a slow and chubby Bunny. So to see if he can't get out of this one, but it looks like he shall be fine. But here comes Asha. He's not level 6 just quite yet. Maybe looking for something. But go TP coming out from High Reef. Can he get out of this one? Oh! He's actually going to be able to stop it, but he's taking a lot of damage from the tower. High Reef going to be able to pick up that kill, and Asha going to be able to headbutt right into safety from Blizzard. Go. Sun coming out from Tubbity. Here comes the Ignite. He is going to fall down to Belby. Asha is going to be the next target. He's going to be able to get out of that one. It is going to be a 1-for-1 trade there. 1-for-2 long term, and
that by Legend,
TP
that was
got
amazing by Legend.
Because of the terrain that got created from Orange Cube. That was absolutely insane.
I have to give props to the Legend. He saw the TP coming in, and he's just like, and he told High Reef, "No, you ain't gonna. My team's gonna get this." And it actually turned in favor for DAS because now they just gave another kill to the Tristana.
Warwick is level 6, so he has actually no. They're both level 6. Ooh, really good stun under there. Deadly Push is not going to land though. Asha maybe looking for something here. There is no TP up on Karthus or High Reef though. He is going to use his auto though. He is going to be stunned up, but a lot of damage coming out there. He is going to proc though. He is going to be hit right back over though. A lot of damage is going out. Belby is here. A lot of damage coming out. He is going to get autoed and autoed from Belby though. And here comes Gaki Karthus finally here, but a lot of low health foes on DAS though. They could go for this dragon. It looks like that's exactly what they plan on doing here. It was leash. The OGP gonna say thank you for the leash, DAS. We may have lost one, but we're gonna go ahead and take this objective without any issues whatsoever. Drake 1 is gonna go over to OGP.
Which I'm surprised they didn't. Orianna had full HP. They could have taken that Drake pretty easy because Orianna still had ult too.
Yeah, it seems like if they have not grouped up as 5, DAS has a lot of confidence issues. It seems like they don't like going for plays unless they know it's 100%. Like, some teams will go for 50-50s, 60-40s, even 70-30s, but it seems like this team is 80-20 or above, as they are definitely not risking anything. This is their do-or-die game for the first game of the league in general, so they want to come back strong and make sure they can pick up this first win. So, OGP is down and kills the dragon, so it's not the end of the world.
Again, it looks like Warwick is going to the blue side while Jarvan looks like he's rotating bot more, which is what you want. But at the moment, I feel like DS has pushed up so much, so maybe you probably want to look for like an invade or something on the Warwick. Because you do have a lead on the Warwick.
Looking for something onto the mid lane here. We do see Alistar roaming over. Okay, he's going to be able to sniff that one up with his spidey senses, but it looks like Scuttle is going to be started over from this one. Wow, look at this death bush that's going on here from bot tri bush. Belby and Blizzard go looking to do something here.
Well, I do know Leona does have ult now, so
everybody generates a lot of damage. Exhaust is going to be there. You know, lessons of damage by a lot. Flash coming out there. There is no TP. A flash coming out from Shiza also, but looks like they're going to be able to sniff out Windstorm on top of this objective to the top side here. Chubby is still alive. The shield they blink is in his plate. Solo player is there. He's going to be hit right into the tower. Belby on a rampage. Wisdom's gonna be the target here. It's gonna be a 1-for-1 short term, and it's like it's gonna be a 1-for-2. No, really good flash coming out. Make sure he does not get the reset either. There's gonna be a 1-for-1 and an objective. Shelly into the top side for OGP, as that's actually a really good situation for OGP there. Oh, he's actually going to be able to pick up that one there. It looks like the Ignite is going to be able to pick up that one. Flash Headbutt Pulverize is going to be able to pick up a kill onto OGC. So there, it looks like he was not. He was being really goody on that recall, but luckily, Belpy doesn't pick up that one, but that is still a kill going over to DAS 2-for-1 long term.
And this is what you want in your Tristana. Like I said, you want your Tristana to get ahead. You want your carry to just bike up there, and it looks like they're learning that. That it looks like the DAS knows that Tristana is their main damage. Tristana is the person that's going to carry them.
Call is going to be opened up here. There's just going to be a couple of ults landing there, but not too much. Blizzico going to be able to get right out of that one. Belpy, really
But
good
I don't know if you didn't see, but earlier when they were fighting and Jin was behind him, Tristana ulted Jin into the tower, which killed Jin.
Yeah,
Jin
5,000
got hit by tower.
IQ play there.
Like that was a really good ult uses, and then that flash away from Oriana's ult was really nice by Leona. So they made it into a one-on-one trade. How do you think OPG gonna come back from this? Do you think they should just do it like last time? Just
They
play around their
definitely
carries?
they need to scale up. Mid bot need to scale up, whilst they need to be looking picks with High Reef and Astra's ultimate, because they have the ability to pick off quite easily there. And High Reef 101 up, you know, I wouldn't say up in CS, he's about even though. And oh wait, Astra is looking to kick off something onto the jungler here. OGC just on his way. Gawking Karthus not rotating over, but looks like it's going to be possibly a kill going over. The flash coming out. Solar Flare is there. Bomb is going to explode. Spins going to be able to pick up that kill, and OGC is going to be the next target. Belpy's now unstoppable, and again, DAS just rotating as 4 or 5. And it's paying off majorly.
And that's exactly what their comp wants. Their comp wants to group up. Their comp wants to cut.
Headed to the top side here. A lot of fight going off here. R is going to be called here. Ornhorn is going to be triggered. I have taken a lot of damage here, but he still has his ultimate. Legend is pretty low. He's actually going to continue. Ireef is all fine with this. He's actually going to ult in, see if he can pick up a kill. And he's actually going to do it. Aftershock is OP, by the way. And Agnivia is going to be processed. Vincent, see if he can pick up a kill here. He might be able to do it. Yes, see, Rose Vincent is going to be able to pick up a kill onto God King Cut. The solo kill to ease in. It's a 1-for-1, but man, it's 4-9. And this, again, like last game, looking very hopeful in the early game for OGP.
It looks like they're going to get top tower plates, which is really good for... Oh, never mind. I guess they were a little too late to get top tower plates.
They won't be able to pick up this tower, though, so at least that's something there. It gives Hive the ability to rotate around the map.
The way that Malphite hold his R was really good, because if he would have R'd, I think earlier, I think he would have lost that fight. But since he hold out his R to like the last very minute, he was able to win that fight.
Yeah, he also lured Legend to false sense of security, because they were both about the same HP, but with that R extra damage, plus, I mean, he has Aftershock. Yes, it's not good, but it's still there. It's still activated. It's something. And a little extra damage, and makes him a little bit more tankier on top of that. So Legend just got one of the false sense of security there, and Ivy's gonna be able to pick up the kill.
Now, I just noticed. What did you think about Jin bringing exhaust and not heal?
I think exhaust is fine. Oh wait, hold that thought. There's mid lane. Chocolate is going to land. Flash wall there. Flash command Spencer gonna be able to pick that one up. Astra on the way, but here comes Blizzico as well. Arya is going to land. TP coming up from High Reef. He does have his ultimate. Let's see if he can't find a kill onto Spencer. Arya coming out there. See if High Reef can't pick it up, and yes, he can. He's gonna walk right out of that one. Flash to make sure he gets out of that one. It's gonna be a 1-for-2. High Reef picks up another one.
Again, another good usage of High Reef in his ult. He just like you said, like, you don't expect tank Malphite to do damage. No one expects it, because everyone always forgets. Like, oh, it's a tank. He doesn't do damage. But when Malphite lands that ult on you, you're just done.
Yep. Sure does a lot of damage, and once I'm actually picking up the red buff here, is gonna be able to get that one up, and he's gonna be able to walk away. I'm surprised High Reef didn't check it, seeing how he did see him on the board on the other side of the red bush, but Free red buff for Windstorm and
Well,
yeah.
I don't think he realized he would invade because Warwick is still.
Well, to be
yes,
really careful here, Flash coming out from Chubby Bunny. Cataclysm is there. TP on the way. Headbutt pulverize onto 2. Chubby Bunny's gonna end up falling down here, but Oscar's on his way, gonna be able to pick up a kill onto Windstorm here. Looks like Belby's gonna be the next target here. Zenithblade's gonna land up Blizzico. Blizzico's gonna be the next target. Onorm gonna be used, but not gonna be able to find anyone. Blizzico very low. Stun is gonna be able to be there. Shutdown going over to God King Curses. Swinson is now here. Belby about half HP. Hy-Vee on his way with his ultimate in tow. Looks like the both teams gonna call it off, and this is exactly what OGP wanted. They wanted over-aggressiveness coming out from DAS to just get shut down by their ability to outplay. Looks like Belby looks to be something on Gaki Cuz. It's going to be able to pick up the kill, but here comes Hy-Vee. He is going to get him under the tower, shut down. 950 gold Mitchell over to Hy-Vee. They're also looking for something on Svensson next, but he's going to be able to get outside that one with his W movement speed, but oh my goodness.
Exactly what you say. Like Tristana can only burst one person with her bombs. If once she uses her bombs, she kind of becomes useless. And Reef used that to her advantage and ulted her under tower, and then she could not escape.
Yep, the gold is also gotten a lot closer now. It used to be about 4 to 5k. Now it's only about 2k here. Hy-Vee doing a really good job for his team here, and having the tank Malphite fed actually benefits them here because if the Malphite can get onto Svensson or Belby and just kill them, then all you have to do is worry about the other carry, and they already have so much ability to just, again, sustain out a fight. Because like I said, in the pregame or in draft, it's the exact same comp for both sides, just different champions.
But no,
Svensson actually, ooh, a really good wall gonna come out there. A little bit of anti-synergy there. Just have to get a stun off and not gonna be able to find a shot. Gonna land onto 2 there. And but provides once again an over-aggressiveness and a little bit of a miscommunication coming out. And it's gonna be a double kill going over to Legend.
I feel like the Leona miscommunicate. I feel like they should have backed off as soon as Anivia put the wall. Cause I think Anivia knew they were coming, and I think Leona wasn't paying attention. So DSG used that to their advantage and just 3-man on them. Because like you said, DSG wants every time you see them in a fight, they never do 2v2s, they never do 1v1s. They're always 3v2s, 4v3s, or 5v5s. They always want to fight as a group, and it benefits them more because they're team comp.
Yeah, definitely. It seems like they do not want to mess around here. They're looking for guarantees, and Dragon is coming up in 37 seconds here. Ban in 125 here, and recall coming out from Belby to make sure he can get, more items here to make sure he can pick up some little extra damage here. Windstorm taking a good amount of damage from Hy-Vee, but not too much.
No, like I was saying earlier, how do you feel about the exhaust on Jhin? I think it's not really. I don't think it was a good choice.
I think it's okay because if you have Belby jumping in on you, all you have to do is exhaust, and then you survive there. Same thing if Windstorm jumps in on you. If Windstorm jumps in on you, you exhaust them. And again, that's just what they want. And Ashka, you have to be so careful, man. What are you doing walking so far up? That's a big exhaust. Imagine the living through that one. Looks like that's exactly what's gonna happen. Zenithblade's gonna lock down Blizzico right into the middle of the ultimate blocking colors. Blocking colors gonna be the next target, but here comes the ADC into the back line here, and it looks like the next target is gonna be the Anivia. Gonna go to Anivia. How you found the way? Really big ultimate coming out here, but can he do some damage here? I don't think he can do enough damage. Blizzico about to fall down here. He will be able to pick up one, but he is end up falling instead. A double kill going over to Belby here is able to get into the back line without any issues whatsoever.
I don't know if Warble was trying to go to Ward, or I don't know if he saw them or not, because they had vision of them. But he kind of overextended, and it just gave DSG the opportunity to just engage and just because, like you said, DSG wants the team fights. They want OPG to go. If OPG goes in on them, they win the fights. Now, the thing is, OPG wants them to go on them because they have the more defensive comp. Their comp is more, hey, if you're going on us, we have the slows, the stuns, the damage to outkite you. But I feel like it's going against them because the Tristana is just so far ahead now. So even though they have the defensive ability like the exhaust of that, Tristana is still just going to delete at least one of them or almost half health, like at least 2 of them.
Oh, so Dragon is Dragon's up there. DAS is gonna go for it. So why are you gonna like why are you gonna path like that in general? Like you know they're there. Maybe if you don't know exactly with that, you know they're around Dragon in general. So you just got to be really careful, and that's just some mistakes that some players do. They just think they're fine because they don't see them, regardless if they have vision or not. So they just walk up, and
What
it
do
was
you
still
think about
almost a
Warwick's
good
build?
fight, but.
Because what was his like Warwick option for the Gorge Drinker? I don't think the Gorge Drinker is the way to go. I feel like he should have went for Sunfire Angus. I feel like that's a lot better.
Hold that thought, Conky, because if you careful, Flag and Drag is there. Flash from your fucking because he has to burn Flash so many times because of Windstorm's driving.
That is true. Anivia can never have flash up.
Be really careful here. Looks like he is gonna be tucking. His Shockwave is there. He's gonna ult on to Svensson, but he's gonna be bursted down. Legend is there to help, and I mean, again, you're making really ridiculous pathing. You have no vision. You don't know what anyone else is. Your team isn't even close enough to follow up. Even if you were able to get around, you just gotta not make pathing like that.
One of the things that I've noticed that a lot of junglers.
Ooh, wait, Svensson almost caught out here. He's gonna have to ult right out of that one. Ornhorn is gonna be triggered. Is gonna be able to land to the bot duo. Gonky Cross is there to make sure they can get out of that one. Legend gonna be able to dash right out of that one. Windstorm taking a lot of damage. Heal is actually used from Belby to make sure his jungler stays alive. Hyvee from the bot lane is gonna be able to pick up tower speed.
So
We'll have to be really careful. Belby into the backside here. He's gonna be able to insect Caesar, but he's all by himself. He can't get out. He already used his abilities. He's gonna end up falling down there. Belby's on a killing spree, but ends up falling down to Astra. Astra's gonna be the next target, though. He's got to be really careful, but here comes the Malphite into the backline. Aftershock, baby! Hyvee gets one. Next target's gonna be Legend here. He's in the middle of Anivia. Oh, might be able to pick up the Anivia. And no, he cannot. Flag and track coming out from Winston. Really good shot right there. Hyvee is the only one left alive. Cataclysm is there, but you left inside with the Malphite there, but is going to be enough. A double kill going over to Windstorm.
I feel like OPG had the advantage. They caught up to Tristana, but I don't think it was really enough because Leona, as soon as she went on the Tristana, she just got deleted.
Oh, so wait, hold that thought. Xenoblade is not going to land onto Svensson. He has no mana, though. You have to be really careful. But here comes Astra. He's going to be able to land his Xenoblade by onto Windstorm here. He is going to be able to pick up that one. He's going to flash to make sure he can't get on this one. Gold Juke is going to be used to make sure he stays healthy. But it's going to be a shutdown going over. That's 700 gold over to Astra there. And they're going to be able to close the gold lead a little bit. But I agree with you. They definitely had the advantage there. And God King Karth is pathing towards the wall against an Ornn. That is like rule number 5 out of the many rules in League, including rule number 1 of don't chase Singe. It's an unspoken rule. Don't stand next to terrain against any champion that has terrain-based abilities like Graves Q and Ornn E. They both have the ability to interact with the terrain, just don't stand near it. And that's exactly what God King Karthus did, and it ended up getting him killed. So if they can find another pick like that and stay alive long enough, they win.
No, I do agree. And also the thing is, like, yeah, you don't have your main tank with you. So I feel like pick your battles. Pick off the Tristana and just back off because Malphite was in the bot side. He was trying to split push and he didn't have TP at the time. So why choose a fight without your main tank?
I'm sure you have to be really careful here. He's running into the enemy team here. He looks like he's going to go Belby. Doesn't even land on him. What are you doing? This is not what you want at all. You cannot be fighting without your resources. I'm casting.
Oh, Malphite went in for the ult.
Yeah, Malphite gonna go in. Hyvee trying to do as much damage as possible. Gonky Cut is gonna be the next target here. Windstorm taking a lot of damage. It is going to be Agnivia once again. Gale Force out from Chubby Bunny. He's gonna walk right over that E. Svensson see if he can't pick up a kill, but I don't think he's gonna be able to. Hyvee see if he can't pick up a kill onto Belby, but he's gonna be able to get right out of that one. It's gonna be the third Drake most likely going over to DAS here as they continue to find really good fights off just a lot of misplays, and I mean a lot.
I don't know if there's miscommunication with the Warwick and the rest of his team, but every time,
like again, like why are you walking up so far?
he keeps on engaging fights, and it's just like you don't have tank items. You have Gorge Drinker. That's not a tank item. You're not tanky. You're just gonna get deleted.
Inhibitor finally falls over to DAS. Looks like they are planning to go top side here. They do not have ban. They can't quite siege just yet. They have to wait 2 minutes for that one. I mean, the game keeps on slipping further and further away from OGP. They have so many moments where they can win this game, but they just keep on doing such ridiculous things.
I feel like for OPG to come back, they need to step back. They need to rethink. Look at the leads. No, like admit that you guys are behind, and let them engage on you. Don't engage on them.
Windstorm here, taking a lot of damage, about half HP. Zenfight's actually going to land there, but it looks like the owner's just gonna get bursted down there. I don't think that's the target one to land on God because it's gonna be the next target here. Why are you padding that way? And once again, they just keep on trying to do stuff with resources they do not have.
Yeah, I don't know why the Nivea was over by...
Gonna go by all this super funny, but really big miscommunication there. Really good art coming out from both solo laners here, but Ivy's in the middle of a fight. I don't think he can do anything. He just doesn't do enough damage or is tanking. The super funny could be the next target here. And it looks like we're gonna go into a game 3, ladies and gentlemen, as DAS just ace OGP. They're at the Nexus Towers. The ceremonial taking of them. It looks like they are going to be able to pick this one up after the fail of game number 1. It's going to be 1-1, and DAS are looking for the reverse sweep.
But like you said before, like the pathing, like why, and also like taking fights. Like why did Leona take that Zenith Blade? Like why did she Zenith Blade? She should have just R'd and see what happens, because her going in there and just dying kind of messed up the rest of the team, because it made Anivia get caught out because Anivia was by herself, and then Warwick and Malphite were nowhere near the fight.
I do gotta say, in general, game 1 was fine for both sides, and game 2, DS played phenomenal, but I do gotta say, OGP, what are you doing, guys? Like, you guys just... You guys kept on trying to take fights. You should have known 100% that you guys were not going to be able to win them. You kept on pathing into Fog of War. You kept on face checking into Fog of War. You kept on trying to force stuff when you knew full well that you can't force them. You needed an high reef there. You needed to start the fight with high reef initiating.
I have to say, if I have to give MVP to anyone on OGP, it has to be High Reef. He played phenomenal. He had the engages, he had the good ults. It's just his team just for some reason decided to not play it around him what they needed to play it around him. They need to wait for it until he engages or and they engage, because if their team engages, all you guys need to do is put a Nivea ult, and then you just need to have Malphite ult, and then just have Jin clean up the rest.
Alright, player of the game polls are going to be opening up, but we're going to go ahead and leave off this game here. It is currently 1-1 OGP versus DAS. It is going to be match point game 3. DAS looking for the reverse sweep here, and OGP looking to redeem themselves after this game. But until then, see you.
Sorry. So, once again, Belby is our player of the game. Went 11, 2, and 10. The ADC was able to just carry the game just like last time. Like, lane phase was played well. The call buy did pay off, and it was definitely a spectacle to watch. And any comments?
Yeah, the game was definitely very, very really nice to watch. I'm still just kind of like baffled by some of the plays that OGP was doing towards the mid game there. And sorry for my bird. Very vocal tonight.
Well,
Very
like I
hyped for
said
these
from the
games. What can I say?
Like I
Trying
said
to
from
be
the
like
beginning, you want Tristana to gain that lead. Once Tristana gets that lead, once Tristana can get ahead, she can just roll over the entire opposition, no matter if you're a Fed Malphite or not. I do agree with Sheep. Some of the plays that OPG was doing was interesting, like Warwick getting caught out multiple times. Karthus had to use Flash almost every single time before a team fight actually starts, and they sacrificed way too many summoners and people to finish out the team fights.
I completely agree with you. I think there were some definite communication errors between the teammates. I think the jungle tracking was also a little off because Jarvan was able to just make those roams mid without being caught out or being punished for no counter invades or anything like that when the Jarvan just walked up and ganked mid.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was a combination of the entire team just playing well and a couple of blunders from OGP's side.
And like I said, you still have to give Hyrie credit. He did really well. He played, even though his TP got canceled, he got the kill on Orin that made him pop off. Like he was 7 and 2 or something like that during that game on Malphite. He played it well. It's just he's tank. He's not full damage. There's only so much he can do.
For sure. But I definitely do think Belby did deserve player of the game. Played incredibly well.
Yes, definitely.
Other than those two, I guess a little brave deaths. They played extremely well. Their positioning was pretty good. They made sure not to get caught and used the jump pretty effectively, both offensively and defensively.
Mm.
Yeah, the positioning was just absolutely amazing. It was definitely a step up from what we saw in game number 1. So DAS just definitely wanting to reverse sweep this. They definitely don't want that first game to define who they are. They're here and they're ready to come back and win this game.
Well, it's funny because DAS, the way they built their comp, they built an engage comp, like go in, all in comp. But it was OGP that did the engage for them that helped DAS actually scale even further ahead.
I think the way they should have played it out was use Warwick ult to because the Tristana did jump in a lot, very offensively, quite a few times, but the Warwick ulti was always used first. So what I think they had to do was just hold on to their ultimates and wait for the other team to engage on them so they could just use everything to kill the carry without, burning everything before the fight even starts.
And just wait until Malphite. Like, if you want to initiate a fight, wait until Malphite initiates.
Yeah, I don't think there was a single 5v5. Like there was always a fight, and then other members came in after the fight. It was,
All right, we are just
over.
about ready to head into draft. I will get that set up. All right, guys, have a good time. Let's see what we got from both teams.
Oh yes, game number 3, 1-1. OGP looking to bring this back from the brink, while DAS are looking to reverse sweep. OGP immediately banning that Alistar.
I feel like there's gonna be 2 major bans that they have to ban. DAS has to ban the Kai'Sa. If they want to leave the Kai'Sa open, I guess they can try to do that. But we all can see what Chubby Bunny can do on Kai'Sa, so I don't think leaving Kai'Sa open would be a good idea. And OGP, I feel like they have to ban the Tristana. I feel like Belby just showed that, hey, I can play Tristana really well, and Tristana's really good right now.
I feel like the Tristana was more or less enabled by the playstyle that DS was going for. So as long as OGP goes in, making sure that they don't fall into the same trap, I feel like they can leave the Tristana open and actually ban something else. DS are actually thinking on the last ban here. thinking if they want to. Oh, they actually ban out the Tristana themselves. Do we see like a Kai'Sa first pick possibly here? To just, take it away from Chubby. And yes, that's exactly what we see here. They ban the Tristana and take away the Kai'Sa.
I wonder if OGP again is gonna opt the jungle pick. I hope they don't, because I hope they leave the jungle.
DAS that usually
Was it DAS that did that? Oh, okay.
DAS that opts for the jungle pick here.
So
I would love to see an MF.
An MF against Kai'Sa? Yeah, MF is really good against Kai'Sa.
Looks like Soraka is going to be picked up here. MF can still work with Soraka here. MF definitely does have the ability to just absolutely stomp lanes. And with the constant healing from Soraka plus the utility Soraka does give out, maybe going for that's possibly a little more passive. However, we have to see what it is going to do though.
Well, they could also pick Jhin too, because Jhin is really good for with Soraka too, because Jhin can just go in, do so much damage, and just take no punishment. And then, I see that OGP option for the Hecarim. Hecarim Soraka is really good. Hecarim can do the engages while Soraka sits in the backline and silence and heals.
I love the Hecarim pick a lot from OGP here. Has a lot of what DAS wants to do, but also counters what DAS wants to do at the same time. So let's see what Windstorm has to answer for the Hecarim pick here. But I actually really like it a lot from OGP.
I would like to see a Skarner.
I would always like to see me a Skarner, but
the reason I said I like to see Skarner, because I feel like Skarner is a really good DAS champ for them. I think that if you have Skarner can just go in, can just grab the Soraka, run out, and then Kai'Sa can just delete her.
Looks like the captain for DAS actually did end up disconnecting here, so that's why you see the timer running past the usual allowed mark here. So it looks like he's having some internet issues here, so be a little bit until we can get hopefully that back up and running here. But yeah, I definitely do think that I do like OGP's draft so far. DS with the Kai'Sa, I think it was a good idea to take it away from Chubby, but I feel like Chubby still has a lot to show.
I agree. I'm kind of interested to see what Chubby brings out, because his Gen he didn't really do much with Gen, and I feel like that's because he just couldn't engage on them because of the Alistar Tristana. I feel like that's why. But if he pulls out the Gen again, that would be interesting.
Yeah, definitely gonna be interesting. I feel like we didn't really get to see how strong his Gen could be because of the comp. But however, I feel like there could have been a lot of positioning.
And then
like
DAS
I said,
is going
look at that. We have a pick coming up from DAS. Gonna be on the Jarvan once again and the Leona. So DAS once again, team fight, engage, team fight, engage. All they do.
Which, it's been working out for them. Yeah, they lost the first game because of it, but the second game they won because of it. They won because they had the more aggressive comp.
Lucian. Now that is a pick I have not seen. I actually would not be surprised if this is a Lucian top whatsoever. High Reef's best champion is actually Lucian. So that could actually be a Lucian top, and I would not be surprised whatsoever.
If it's a Lucian top, do you think they're gonna ban the Ornn and stuff like that, like the tank engage?
Well, maybe it depends. They might be able to just maybe ghost it and just it may be ADC or it may be top. They may not want to ban any direct counters.
And don't forget, Dream also plays Lucian mid too.
That is true. So it could definitely go into ADC mid or top here. I would expect it to go towards Reef, just due to the fact that Reef does, do the best onto the Lucian. He does have the most mastery out of his entire champ pool in general. He's just a very strong Lucian.
So it's looking like it's not a mid laner because they did ban the Galio Orianna. So, and it looks like DS is thinking that it's gonna be ADC, and maybe it's gonna be top if they OP.GG High Reef.
Yeah, the Vayne's gonna come out here, so it looks like they are possibly thinking that is actually going to be top lane here. So a little bit of a good catch there. We have to see. It could possibly be Lucian ADC and Reef might just go something else. You never know. See what OGP are planning on doing here. They do have counter pick here, so they can give counter pick to the mid laner here. Or yeah, I think the best chance is probably to pick the ADC here, unless you really want to keep Lucian secret for that long. Then you can go ahead and go for ADC last pick, but then your mid doesn't get counter pick. But it looks like it is going to be Mordekaiser, and we all know where that's going to. That's going straight to the top lane.
So how do you feel about Lucian going ADC though against Kai'Sa Leona?
It's a pretty strong lane. As long as Lucian can stay away from the Leona and can just get on top of Kai'Sa, it's really good. Lucian's really good at bullying and just doing high DPS in the early game, which is where Kai'Sa struggles the most again.
Oh, and there's the Ornn pick against the Mordekaiser. How do you feel about the Ornn Mordekaiser? I think Mordekaiser really wins that because since Mordekaiser does do damage more and he gains a lot more health and damage when he ults, but I do know that Ornn is really tanky.
I feel like damage is going to triumph over tank just due to the fact that I feel like Mordekaiser is just going to be able to out-heal the damage Ornn can do. When it comes to the later stages of the game, Ornn will do damage, but
look at that!
Karthus!
Karthus versus Nico!
Oh, that is going to be an amazing lane to watch. It's your boy God King Karthus's Karthus. We'll see if he's truly a king onto this pick here, as he's going to be facing Svinzins. Cannot say his name, don't know if I'm saying it right. Nico.
Now the question is, how does the Nico Karthus matchup actually handle? I think Nico would win that since Nico does have better CC and her damage outputs is more than Karthus. But don't forget that Karthus's E slows. So that gives Hecarim an opportunity just to come in, just keep on ganking, keep on ganking, keep on ganking.
A fed Karthus is a scary Karthus. One R button, even if he dies in the middle of a team fight, can turn any fight anywhere on the map.
And that's exactly one. Because can Karthus ult when Mordekaiser ults someone?
I actually don't know how that ends up working out, so I could not tell you on that, to be honest.
If you can just imagine that, Reef takes like Kai'Sa or Nico into the Shadow Realm, and then Karthus just ults and just half healths them in the Shadow Realm and just gives Mordekaiser a free kill.
I actually do not know. Maybe maybe it doesn't, because since they're in the Shadow Realm, they're technically untargetable, and
that is true.
So maybe not, but we will have to see here. But yep, Mordekaiser to the top lane here, so we have Lucian ADC. And I actually like that. You could tell that DAS was thinking that, oh, it could be top lane, but they actually do go ahead and put it into the mid lane here, or to the bot lane there. My bad. And actually do end up taking a ban there, so.
And it looks like DS is going they're going the exact same comp they always been going, engage, engage, engage. While OGP is again just going more defensively.
Sustain mobility, being able to just last in team fights long enough. It's just kind of funny. It's just weird. It's like no poke comp. It's like no deathball comp themselves. No, it's always DAS heavy engaged team fight, while OGP is defensive mobility sustainability.
Now the question is, do you think Jarvan's gonna go more tankier this time, or do you think he's gonna go more bruiser?
I honestly don't know. I think you can kind of go either way. I always go tank Jarvan, because I feel like damage Jarvan falls off too hard too fast.
I feel like tank would be better and OGP's comp better, because yes, you do have that extra damage, but if Hecarim gets that fear on you with his ult, or if Lucian gets a really good ult, or you just get Karthus ult like you said, you're just gonna die. You're just gonna drop. And Jarvan wants to get in that engage with Leona.
Yeah, definitely, but they have to be careful to not cut off the rest of his team from the Cataclysm. Forcing a Kai'Sa ultimate just for Cataclysm probably wouldn't be the best use of the Killer Instinct, but I mean, this is actually going to be really interesting because I expect mid lane to go for the side of DAS. I expect top to go OGP, but bot lane, again, all eyes on bot lane. First
Mhm.
game, Bunny carried. Second game, Belby carried. What about the third game? What's gonna happen here?
Now, do you think Kaisa's gonna bring the Cole? Do you think
I hope
Belby's gonna bring Cole again? Or
anything that is holy, that Belby does not build the Cole.
and why is that? What was your idea behind that? Because I think the Cole wouldn't be that bad if he wants to go for scaling.
Because if you sell Cole and you have the upgrade, you lose the upgrade, and the whole point of buying Cole is
yeah,
that
you
you
do.
sell it once you get 100 minions.
I totally forgot about that. But the thing with Cole is that hopefully you have a full item ahead before you finish the Cole.
Well, the Kai'Sa build now usually is Noon Quiver Pickaxe Serrated to get your upgrade on your Q, then go Kraken, then go Collector, and then you go Nashor's Tooth, Runons, and then pretty much after that, it's whatever you think is best at the time. Whether you want to go
I have
IV.
seen some people went Gale Force on her just for the extra dash for her. I have seen some people go Ruins Hurricane second on her just to get her E upgrade quicker.
Q upgrade is always better. Will always be better.
I agree. I feel like her Q upgraded would be really good here. I feel like DAS has a really good comp if they can get the Kai'Sa ahead. I don't know how I feel about the Nico. In my opinion, Nico doesn't really work well in their comp. And the only reason I say that because like with the new items, yes, Nico has that damage, but Nico is one of those champions that you have to go in and you have to make sure you can get your ult quickly. And the problem with Nico getting her ult quickly, she's not untargetable. She can still be targeted by ability. She can still be shadow realmed by Mordekaiser, even when she's in the air.
Yep, that is very true. And Mordekaiser will be fine taking that solo snare, as he's most likely going to be able to win that 1-1, especially if High Reef can get ahead. If anyone pretty much on OGP can get ahead, they're in really good standing of winning this game, just due to the fact that, you know, the amount of defensibility and be able to counter the playstyle of DS. DAS does have scaling on the side in terms of Kai'Sa and ornaments, you know, Orn items. So, in general, again, got to see how both these teams play. We've seen DAS play well in the second game. We've seen OGP play well in the first game. You know, regardless of having a rough start, and it's kind of flip flop. Game 2, DAS had a rough early game, but ended up bringing it back in. OGP was the same way. They had a rough early game in game 1, but ended up bringing it back. So we're gonna have to see how this game is going to go and see if things are going to stay consistent.
I agree with you. I feel like these games are more focused around objectives, so it's whoever starts getting objectives first. I feel like it's gonna roll over the other team.
League of Legends is a game about objectives, so I definitely do agree with you there. See if OGP can do a better job at actually focusing objectives and make sure they have resources when the objectives spawn. Alright, we have 20 seconds left. On to the spectator delay. Wolven, do you have anything else to say?
I say that OGP is gonna take this one.
I really want to say OGP too, but
I feel like their comp is just gonna outscale DAS, but if DAS can get ahead with Kai'Sa, I feel like DAS is gonna win. But my bet's all on OGP.
Alright, gonna head to a quick loading screen. Predictions are open, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that, but until then, we're gonna go ahead and go into a quick loading screen. We'll see you then.
I saw you smile from across the bar. Yeah, she was pretty and so close but so far. She flipped her hair and I thought this can't be true. How does a man like me get someone like you? And then she looked at me and I was confused. Everyone here can't be the one that she'll choose. And I looked back and saw the spark in her eyes. This can't be real, my head's telling me lies. Just like that, you're coming closer to me. Come shake me, grab me, so I wake up from this dream. I can't breathe, come at me. I don't know if I can speak. Then she said, come with me and let's be free.
right, ladies and gentlemen, we're on game 3 of DAS versus OGP. On to the blue side, we have DAS being able to pick up the last game off a very convincing overall stomp, I would say, past the early game and forward. As OGP took up the first game off a really good comeback. They looked like they could bring back game number 2, but were not able to. But they're looking to solidify this one and put themselves up with a 1-0 lead going into the start of the 2021 winter split for LAS Premade.
I don't know if you saw it, but it looks like Reef is looks like to dominate this lane with the Dark Seal by.
He is definitely going real greedy on this one. He is looking to win. He is looking to stop. He is looking to take this one home for his team. He could play just as well, or even better than what he did last game. He would definitely have the ability to do so.
So it looked like you might be a little disappointed in Belby. It looks like he did opted for the call buy. I don't think that was goodbye. I really think buying Dorn's Blade, because like you said, you need the upgrades so early on Kai'Sa, so Kai'Sa can outscale. Because in my opinion, Kai'Sa does win against Lucian if Kai'Sa can get ahead. Yes, Lucian has that really good, has that, he can proc Kraken really quickly with his passive and with his Q and his dash and ability and stuff like that. But Kai'Sa's shield is just insane.
If you want to go Cole on Vayne, that's fine. Even just on okay, I guess maybe I still think that's a little weird. But Kai'Sa Cole buy is like, you get less damage out of it than D-Blade, and on top of that, you get less health, you do not get Omni Vamp, which means your lane sustain against a lane that has a Soraka. How do you think that is going to go out for you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm quite curious because I feel like Belby and Blizzard Girl should be looking for the heavy engages. They shouldn't be playing passively. They shouldn't be playing for the CS. You need to play for get the kills. You need to play to get the head, because you don't want the Lucian to scale. You don't want the Soraka to become like a healing machine. You want to shut them down as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Definitely real feels bad when a Lucian does get ahead early game, because you just feel like you can't do anything. And it looks like Chubby and Shisa looking to do exactly just that, as Blizzard still looking like not playing super aggressive. Taking a lot of damage there. Really aggressive, relentless pursue. Not enough, though, from the Zenith play from Blizzard to be able to land there. And I mean, this is exactly how this lane is going to go.
Mm-hmm. And
you
I
have
think Blizzard is taking a lot of poke right now.
Yeah, like, at this point, like, when Blizzard does decide to finally go in, they're not going to be focusing Belby, they're going to be focusing you. And they're just going to pretty much just kill you instantly and just shut you down. And they're going to do the top side here, and this is exactly how this matchup's going to go. A good amount of burst from Legend comes out, but once the Mordekaiser gets his abilities off, gets his mace down into the ground, it's just over.
Now the thing is, who outscales who more? Mordekaiser or Orin?
Mordekaiser will almost win any 1v1 matchup when it comes to late game. It just depends whether Hyrule can even kill him.
That is true.
Until he gets away. Legend will not be able to kill Hyrule when it comes to the later stages of the game, and a straight up 1v1 fight.
And do you think Reef is going to go for the Rift Maker, or do you think he's going to go for a more tanky build?
Rift Maker. If you're not going Rift Maker Mordekaiser, you shouldn't be playing Mordekaiser.
I totally agree with that. Rift Maker on that big boy is insane.
Just absolutely does a lot of damage. And you also look at this, he actually does have a slight CS lead, and Legend actually did have to get an early reset off, so.
That is true. I do see that. And I also saw that it looks like Orin went Inspiration secondary for his runes.
Yeah, it does.
So it looks like he knew he was going to lose the lane, and that he was just looking for survivability.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely the way he probably does want to play this. Looking to just not die in lane, but realistically, that doesn't really matter when someone could just pull you into a death arena, without your consent. He just kidnaps you. And there's nothing you can really do about that. And look at that really good trade coming out from Chubby, but a flash coming out from Blizzard Go. Really good silence coming out from OGC. So it looks like they're going to continue to try to go on Chubby Bunny, but the cleanse is there. The flash coming out. Looks like a charge is going to go on to Windstorm here. He is going to land Ostrich. Vincent really low on HP. Windstorm, be really careful. He's slow, taking quite a bit of damage there. Gaki got the switch for the kill. One more kill. Flash coming up from Windstorm to make sure he gets out of that one alive.
That was a really good counter gank by is it Astra? I think that's how it's pronounced. I don't want to pronounce it wrong, but I think it's Astra. That was a really good counter gank by him because Windstorm was waiting there for a while, and Astra knew he was there. And as soon as he showed his face to Karthus, he's like, "Nope, you leave my mid laner alone. Let him scale. Let him get level 6, so he can just start wreaking havoc across the rift."
And there he is, God King Karthus. Playing Karthus gets level 6, so see if he cannot do anything crazy. He's actually up on CS on Svensson too. Same thing with Hyreef, and even Chubby is actually up on CS against Belby, but obviously it's still quite a bit of wave there, but Belby has could still end up picking up there. So it looks like bot lane is the most even right now, but when it comes in terms of CS, definitely goes over to OGP in the top end.
Yes, I agree.
Even the jungle too.
Well,
Actually.
they also have about a I would say what, a 100 300 gold lead right now.
Yeah, about a 500-600 gold lead right now.
600 gold lead right now, which is really good for them. Yeah, that doesn't seem like a lot, but for what DSG does not want that. DSG does not want them to gain the lead and does not want them to gain the gold lead. Because like you said before, Mordekaiser becomes a person you can 1v1 anyone in late game. Lucian becomes a wrecking havoc to tanks. And you just have Karthus just pressing ult and just getting 3 kills.
Tigers actually be starting here by Astra here. He's taking quite a bit of damage here. Belby and Blizzard on the way. And be really careful. The Nico is going to be roaming there first. But he's taking a lot of damage. He's going to be silenced. He's going to be rooted. He's going to get cut down. Gaki Karthus is here. He's burning him down. First blood going to go over the ult coming out. Really good flash coming out from Chubby Bunny. Looks like Chubby Bunny actually did not get out of that one. But here comes Hyreef. He's going to be able to pick up a kill onto Blizzard. Go get Mason to the ground. You are now falling down. And it looks like he's going to become a kill. Gaki Karthus, but the healing on this rock is too much. Astra on the way. Body slam into the ground here. The frog didn't walk in terror as he watched so many dead bodies falling into the ground. Hyreef going to pick up another kill here.
That's exactly what they want. Yes, that's exactly what they want. They want to get the team fights. They want to get get them to like in the jungle, like exactly. Because, like you said before, watching Soraka mains in action is the most interesting thing in the world because they never die. It's like watching Nami mains. They just never die. They never die, and they always end up coming out on top because of their heals and stuff like that. Because I literally thought Karthus was gonna die right there. I literally thought Ornn was gonna get the kill on Karthus, and then Karthus, would die, and then they'll at least have a one trade, but that didn't happen because Soraka was just there to take the trade.
Look at this, Blizzard is gonna go back in, but you're so far ahead, and Belby's not even close enough. It already taken about half of his HP from Chubby Bunny's burst. And I mean, this lane is a CS lead up on Belby, but it doesn't matter. CS lead in top and a 2-kill lead. CS lead in jungle with a kill lead, and CS lead in mid lane with a kill lead. Although top and mid and jungle actually, all lanes actually the CS did, close a little bit after that fight, but they got 4 kills in return, and looks like Switch is actually gonna go for a little bit of a trade here, see if he can pick up a kill onto God King Karthus, and he might be able to do it one more auto, and he will. So God King Karthus is up way too far against Nico and not landing those crucial Qs either.
That was a nice W by Nico. Because the thing about Nico is that people don't realize that as soon as she puts in her clone, she instantly clones herself, so you don't know which one's hers.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can easily set up your ults. Yes, you can just easily set up your ults just for that. I think, so far, I think DAS is doing well for how badly they lost that dragon fight in the beginning. They did pull up a couple kills. It looks like Jarvan is looking for a gank down bot lane, which would put their bot lane ahead.
Yep, cleanse is up for Chubby. Flash is coming up here in a bit. Same with Barrier from Chiza, but Hecarim is close by. Blizzard Girl is all by herself. I mean, they should know something's wrong here. If Blizzard goes by herself,
Mm-hmm.
something's up here. They spot out Windstorm. Ostra's on his way. See if he can pick up some poke and that's about a third of the HP, and it looks like he's going in. Here comes the calling from Chubby Bunny. The art coming out
Where's Kaisa?
and he's going to be able to get silenced now. Blizzard's going to be snared. Looks like a flash is going to come out. Flash looks like from Chubby Bunny. Yes, but one more auto, 2 more. Double kill going over to Chubby Bunny, and I mean, that's just how the fight's going to go. They knew something was up, so they called Astra, and they know they're strong enough after the fight from Dragon. So
The question was, where was Kaisa? Like, Kaisa was not there on that fight.
Looks like it looks like she did not want to fight that fight at all, and I don't blame her. I mean, Windstorm took about a third of his HP just from Astra alone, and Astra took no damage, while Chubby Bunny and OG Sisa not only took no damage, but were full HP with abilities up. And oh wait, hold that thought. So maybe looking for something. King Carthus he is going to be able to. Oh wait, I didn't even see the head from there. Astra is going to be able to run right over the Nico there. Looks like Windstorm could be the next target. Looks like Astra gonna donate a kill over to his Carthus there. And I mean, cool, you got a kill, but you use Flash, and another kill goes over to the jungler and the mid laner.
Mm-hmm. And you exactly don't want kills to go, because if you already look, Karthus already has his mythic item. He already has his Landry's, which is really good for him. So now he can just start popping HP bars, no problem.
And this is definitely a very scary position to be in general for DAS. I mean, Karthus not ahead over the Nico. Realistically, they're about, you know, the same kills, same CS. But I mean, Top's ahead, ADC's now ahead, Jungle's really ahead. And they're just going to continue to snowball.
Yeah. How do you think DSG can, you know, like, come back from this huge, like, loss they have right now?
Play for picks, play for team fights.
Because I feel like DSG is doing the exact same mistake that that OPG did last game. They
kept going for plays without resources.
Yeah, they kept going to play without resources and just sacrificing too much. Because like you said before, you use Flash. Yes, you got to kill, but use Flash. You use ult.
Looks like they're gonna go for something onto the spot side here. When someone's gonna be spotted out on the wood here, Chubby's gonna see if he can get out of this one alive though. He does have the cleanse up, but it looks like he is just going to say, "Oh, I'm dead," and just gonna, you know, stare death in the face there. But the shutdown's actually gonna go over to the Leona. Flash coming out on both. He's gonna be able to come out twice because not enough. There are a lot of damage going on. Bevy Winsome coming out. Will it be enough? No, it will not. No, just barely not enough there, but still a lot of damage going out there. There's only a 1-0, but that's Flash and heal coming out from the ADC and a Flash coming out and Ignite from the support. I mean, that's awesome, but the shutdown goes over to Leona, and looks like another play gonna go into the mid lane here. Astra not realizing which one is which. He could have easily picked up the kill. Looks like he's still gonna go for it here. Flash coming out, Stinson. Make sure he gets out of that one alive. Astra actually did end up screwing that one up a little bit. He could have easily picked up that kill, but does end up getting the Flash instead, and the ultimate. He is going to go ahead and put Shelly into mid lane. Plates is still up, and looks like Steve can't get his ADC and himself even more fed. And Legend, again, just taking a beating from this Mordekaiser.
And as you can see, like, yes, he did mess that up, but he got a lot out of Nico. He got her ult, and that's what Nico needs. Nico needs that crucial ult. And as you were saying before, with OGP's lead, they're just rolling in lanes. Like, Reef is not giving any breather room to Legend.
Yep, if Legend TPs, Reef just follows. If Legend stays in lane, he just wins.
Like, and this is why this is a permaban for Reef.
He's such a strong just player on Mordekaiser in general here, and God King Karthus showing why he is a god on Karthus here. Even though he did fall down for a couple of kills and little mishaps, he's doing a really good job at keeping up in CS, roaming where he needs to, doing the damage he needs to, and keeping up pressure. Chubby just constantly dashing into Belby, and Belby just having to use his E to get away as Blizzard Grill going and taking up that ward. I like how Chubby was not phased at all, even though that his support was recalling him. He's really confident right now.
That is really true. It's like I said, it's because of Kraken. How fastly Lucian can proc Kraken, insane. because all Lucian needs to do is press one ability and then he gets Kraken instantly.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about Kraken, like unlike Gale Force and unlike Immortal Shield Bow, they have cooldowns. Kraken Slayer does not. So you can proc Kraken as much as possible.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So the faster you attack or the more you attack, the more it will proc. No cooldown. Legend. So much damage, about half his HP, and High Reef hasn't even been a dent into him, and there you go, another mace. Straight to the face. And Legend just not able to recuperate at all.
What do you think about Hecarim's mythic item build?
Divine Thunder, it's the build to go on Hecarim right now. So extremely strong. The mythic passive giving you extra magic and armor pin, and Hecarim does both magic and AD damage. It's perfect. Oh wait, hold on, I thought it's in the mid lane here. Gonki caught the sneak. About to get solo killed again from Spins in here, and he's trying to walk away. Really good arm coming out. Asha's on the way. Outside of Shadows is there. Body slam right back in. And that's a lot of damage coming out. Chubby doing a lot of damage. The Belby gonna walk through, calling right into him there. And Blizzico gonna be the next target here. The Aftershock is there. Seems to can pick up a kill, but Blizzico, you gotta get the hell out of here. Flash is being forced to use here. Windstorm is on the way. And Chubby Bunny really low on mana. OGCs are very low on HP here, but he already has Redemption, and he's already gonna heal himself right back up here. Ward is gonna be spotted up from Ashna. Donkey Carthus is down here too. Possibly looking for a dive or a force to get this tower here.
I feel like for DSG to win against these fights, they need to focus Soraka. You need to delete the Soraka, because she's just gonna sit back and just keep on healing and healing and healing. I feel like if you focus Soraka first and then go after Lucian, I feel like you win the fights more. I don't think focusing Lucian was the play there, and I feel like that's why they lost the fight.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, see, look at this. See, this is the issue I have with the Cole, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, Kaisa has about 90 damage with Kraken and Pickaxe, and the Cole is giving 97 plus, you know, any like base AD. I'm pretty sure if she sells that Cole, she doesn't get it anymore.
So she loses her Q upgrade.
She loses her Q upgrade. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that.
Like you said, it's interesting that he went for the Cole upgrade. Like
yes,
for
okay.
the Cole.
If you do click on her, you can see that she has a 105 bonus, and it doesn't count the base, it only counts the bonus. She has 105, and Cole gives 7. So if she did end up selling that Cole, she would not have the upgrade to her Q. That is the strict reason why I do not like the Cole start in Kaisa.
Like I get why people start Cole, because Cole is a is a good item. Like I do agree.
Oh, possibly looking for something on the High Reef here. Oh, a really good E. Make sure gets right out of that one here. He's gonna be really put into corner here, but he's gonna go to use it onto Windstorm here. Windstorm taking a lot of damage. Gonna have to flash out of that one. High Reef's gonna flash after that one. Kill take for Belbies is there. Really good kill coming up. OGC top, a really good art coming up. It's Vincent. Third Bunny gonna be forced to use his cleanse. Is gonna have to coin right out of that one. Really good art coming up. The Dodgy Club is still gonna go over. Svensson, High Reef is still there. Oscar is there. See if he can pick up a kill on Blizzard Girl. It's gonna be a kill going over to Gonki Carthus. Let's go to the next target. Asha gonna be pick up that one. Never mind. High Reef on a rampage. And Legend is the only one left alive there. And a really good fight coming out of DS, but it's not enough. As High Reef is being able to pick up Windstorm. And God King Carthus, being a god he is, doing so much damage in that fight.
And this is why he's called God King Carthus. This is the exact why. Yes, he dies. Yes, he did get deleted, but Karthus, his passive is so good because you can just like, oh, I'm died. Okay, I'll just press R anyway.
That's the one great thing about Karthus, that you can pretty much just into a team fight and be fine and helpful anyway. So definitely really good job by him being able to do a lot of damage, and Hy-Vee being able to turn a hopeless situation into a good one there, as he's able to pick up a kill onto Windstorm, taking out all of their engage and still being able to get a lot of fight. And that was a good fight for DAS, and they still ended up falling short there.
It looks like they're very doing
Oscar coming out, EP coming up from Hy-Vee is always coming up. It's gonna go over to Gaki Karthus, Cataclysm onto 3, Nico O coming up, Pop Blossom onto 2, Belby doing a lot of damage, Asha trying to do as much, Hy-Vee being able to take Svensson into the death realm here. One more auto will be enough. Double kill going over to Asha, he is now dominating. and it's going to be another ace.
DSG
going
is
over.
forcing these fights way too hard, I believe. I feel like yes, they're getting like I said before, you're getting Karthus, yes, you're killing them, but you're not killing them at the same time. So I feel like leaving Karthus alive is a lot better than killing them.
Yeah, you gotta focus some of these other targets, but again, it's really hard to do. But I like how you're killing the Karthus and you're killing the solution. The Stalker still end up living throughout this fight, which is fine. You're killing the mid laner and the ADC, but problem is mid laner still stays active after he dies. The ADC isn't the strongest player. He's actually the weakest carry on his team right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you're killing the weakest carry, and you're killing someone that stays alive after they die. So you're quite a predicament here. You gotta find a pick onto the Sekram or onto this Mordekaiser, get that 900, 1,000 gold shutdown, and just try to bring back a win. But dude, 9k gold behind, so it's gonna be a very hard game for DAS to come back on.
And then I saw that that Jarvan went the Gorge Drinker. I really don't think that's the play to do here. Like I really think that he should have went Sunfire Angus because it doesn't just give armor, it also gives match resist, and because you're just gonna get deleted instantly.
Also, if you can proc that up, your autos will be doing a lot of damage.
And that's true too. And you want to stay alive as much as possible for your team so you can dish out and tank a lot of damage. Because the only person tanking right now is Orin.
If you're going into a fight needing to use Gold Drinker to stay alive even longer, you're not realistically a tank. You're trying to do damage, but Windstorm is trying to do damage, it seems, instead of trying to be a tank. And that's the issue right now. If he's dying so fast that he needs Gold Drinker, then he's not doing his job.
Because look at him, just one Q from Karthus, and that took quite a bit of health.
And it's only gonna get worse from there. Ashtar gonna be caught out here though. He is gonna be able to onslaught Ashar's right out of that one. It's not gonna be coming out on OGC. He has to get the hell out of here. Barry's gonna come out. The Arc's gonna come out. He's trying to kill Ashtar as much as possible here. Really good pop-outs into the backup, but Chubby Bunny is just unstoppable. Really good kill coming out from Windstorm here from the Gold Drinker. The Gold Drinker actually showing up there, but the Arc coming out. I think it's going to be enough, and bam! Double kill coming over the God King Cut. This TP coming out from Sensen. See if he can pick up a kill onto High Reef here, but how are you going to pick up a kill on High Reef when he's so dang fed?
Like I said before, DSG, they're looking for picks, but they knew their team was there. You could see, because you saw Karthus and you saw Hecarim on the map.
They do pick up the 900 gold shutdown onto the Hecarim though, so they still do come out on top of that in terms of the goal, but still, OGP not making that fight easy by any means, and High Reef wasn't even in that fight, and again, that was
also,
a good fight.
you're giving High Reef all that solo XP and all that solo gold just to himself, and that's really bad for the
10 stacks on the Medjais for High Reef.
And he just completed, he has Riftmaker and Demonic Embrace.
You can pretty much just build straight tank at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm pretty sure he'll be fine. Like, just go Spirit Visage. And
even Cosmic Drive would be pretty good on him, because that gives you movement speed. So you can just run people down.
Looks like see if they can find something here. Dragon coming up in 55 seconds. See if they can't find anything onto Windstorm here. They're going to call that one off.
Drake is almost up, so it looks like both teams are setting up for Drake's. High Reef is still split pushing.
This is Soul for OGP.
I'm wanting to see if now what happened last time is DAS was ahead and they got all 3 dragons, but they could not get that 4th dragon. I want to see if OGP can secure that last dragon.
If they can, it'll be really big. Astra actually up a level and has the strongest might over Windstorm here, and Ivy's still top lane here. His TP's about to come up, and ooh, really good cancel coming out from Astra. You see if he can pick up a kill. He does have the onslaught of shadows, and there it is. The calling coming out here. Will he be able to pick up the kill? Yes, he can. That's the jungler down.
Yeah, and now they just secure dragon.
Ivy continuing to harass Legend constantly up here too. And Ivy now has Flash, now has TP. He can cancel Legend's TP anytime. And it looks like DAS are not done on this just quite yet. They want to try to steal this away, but are not able to. That is so going over. Legend just taking such a big amount of damage from the Infernal Soul there. Looks like they're going to go right onto Blizzard Go here. Vincent, see if he can't find anything himself. Death Realm is going to be popped here. Ono is there, but it's not going to be enough. High Reef is dominating now.
Which is really good for High Reef. He got a solo kill on the Orin, and now he gets either he gets a free back or he just gets a free tower.
If he's even taking the enemy's jungle, so Winston can't even farm at this point of the game anymore.
It's because, and the thing that was really good about was for OGP is that High Reef can continue split pushing, and DAS has to contest.
Oh, like to put something onto Chubby here. Chubby doing so much damage. I don't think he's going to be able to get out of this one alive, even with the kill. His cleanse wasn't quite up just yet. I don't think that's going to be able to pick up a kill. Almost, though, is going to burn the Zonias from Svensson as he's going to go ahead and go gold in there. They are pinging to go for the Baron, though. But, I mean, you walk too close to that Baron, you're going to run into one hell of a raid boss. As Hy-Vee's going to go ahead and pick up the Scuttle and go ahead and reset here.
And that's a 120-second cooldown on Zonia. So that benefits, in my opinion, more for OGP than it does DAS. Yes, you did get the ADC, but you had to use so much just to kill him.
That is very true, but as long as they do not fight before that cooldown is back up, and as long as OGP cannot force anything without it being up, it will still be quite worth it. They still ended up picking up a kill, but again, it is still the weakest carry on the team, and he is still doing quite a bit of damage. You gotta get the shutdown on High Reef. You gotta get the shutdown on God King Karthus. You gotta find picks. You gotta stop them from snowballing this game.
What do you think about Kai'Sa going Navoi Quickblades?
I think that is just not. That's just a horrible idea in my opinion.
I think Navoi Quickblades is only good for a couple people, and one of them is Xayah. It's really good for Xayah because Xayah can just dish out as much ease as you want, ease and Qs. And then I think it'll probably be good with Tristana because you want you to burst your bombs as much as possible. Kai'Sa, I don't believe so because your Q's on what at 3-second cooldown.
You're gonna try to go on to High Reef here. High Reef already doing so much damage to Legend here. And they're already gonna call that one off. They're like, it's not worth our time. They could be doing Baron, and that's exactly what OGP is doing right now. TP coming out from Legend here. High Reef has TP. He's gonna go ahead and answer it himself here. See if they can't find anything. God King Karthus walking up. He's fine with walking up. He has the stasis. A lot of damage coming out to the back. Blizzard's gonna go ahead and fall down. High Reef is godlike now. Looks like Catcom's gonna go out to Chubby Bunny, and Winsome is gonna be the next target here. And again, Oshra into the backline, so tanky, doing so much damage. God King Karthus is on a killing spree. Oshra gonna be able to pick up kill on Legend here. Oshra gonna be able to get a double kill. Art coming up, God King Karthus not even gonna be able to pick up a kill, but it does not matter. It's an ace. 5-0 for OGP, and they win the rights to the band. They're going to be wearing purple, and they're going to be looking to end this game in the next 3 minutes.
I give props to DAS that they try to contest it. But the problem is that Orin was almost dead already before he even got in the fight because of Reef. And also, they weren't prepared for the fight at all. It looked like they just kind of threw their bodies out there one at a time.
Yeah,
because they got split off really hard.
Like they had no target focus. They had no pry on who they should focus. In general, they just seemed like they just kind of went in there and played it by ear, which you cannot be doing at all.
And Elder Dragon's up in 2 minutes, so that's really good for OGP if they can get Elder Dragon. Now, if DAS can get Elder Dragon, if they can stall for about 2 minutes, I feel like they can come back in the game.
Biggest issue here is that OGP will still have Baron about 25 seconds of when Elder spawns. So as long as they're on Elder when it spawns, they can use that 25-second buffer time of Baron to just, start the Elder Dragon fight even stronger than what they should be. So they could totally use that to their advantage. Excuse me. And just burst down Elder, as Oshra has 3-level lead over Windstorm. That's a pretty big smite difference.
Orin opted to give Nico the very first Mythic upgrade.
She is the most fed on to the team and is doing the most damage. That does not surprise me.
But as I was saying before with Navori Quick Blades, I think Kaisa's Q is like a 3-second cooldown, right? So it's really not worth getting. And you don't want to with Kaisa you want to keep on autoing because her passive. Her passive is really good. Yes, if you lane your W, you get two plasma procs, but her W is already such a high cooldown.
Have to be really careful here. God is walking into the enemy team here. And it looks like the coin is going to be coming out from Chubby Bunny. The Ornhorn going to be sounded here. Looks like God King Cuz is going to go golden here. High Reef going to take Svensson into the death of here. High Reef not going to be fooled by that. He's going to go right to Svensson. He's going to go golden here. High Reef could be the target here, but he's so damn taken. He's going to go into the background, but still doing a lot of damage. But a really good silence going to come out from OGC. Shop. Let's go complete the next target. Astra on the killing spree. Going to be able to pick up the Nico. Onslaught of Shadows. Even going to go right past the target he was going for. Triple Gold going to go over to Chubby Bunny, and another ace, 5-0 for OGP, and they may just end the game here.
I'm so confused with DAS was doing because they could have collapsed on the team. They didn't have the Mordekaiser. Mordekaiser was stuck in Death Realm with the Nico. They could have defended the Nico until she got out because she got out perfectly fine, and then they could have possibly turned that fight around. But it looks like it's game over, and the win goes to goes to OGP.
Yep, OGP just playing that game absolutely phenomenally there. And I mean, it wasn't even the ADC carry that game. It was more or less the entire team carrying. High Reef, though, did an absolute phenomenal job of giving his team a very, very big leash of what they can or can't do because of the amount of pressure he was playing at top lane.
And I have to, if you have to give MVP to anyone, I have to actually give it to High Reef.
All right, poll for the player of the game is going to be opening up, ladies and gentlemen. But I think my player of the game actually is going to go up to the Hecarim. Ashton did a really good job. He got bot ahead. He got mid ahead. He was where he needed to be. God King Karthus was having issues into the mid lane early game. And, I mean, Astra realized that and used that to his advantage at Svensson and Winston were probably going to be focusing that and was able to get multiple kills for not just himself, but for God King Karthus. So he was actually able to get a Karthus fed and being able to just do so much damage with his ultimate in team fights. And he legit got to the point where he could walk into the middle of the enemy team, go golden, and still die and pop his ultimate and do so much damage. So Astra definitely did a really good job.
God King Karthus.
The king himself absolutely just did absolutely amazing there. But look at the Soraka though. You gotta love
I have to give
24 assists. 24 assists. You know, that is OG She Says, aka Overcomer's best champion, and that is why.
Well, like I said before, they weren't focusing Soraka. They were just kind of letting Soraka live and just getting free heals for the rest of the team. That's why Mordekaiser came so close to dying so many times, but he never died because of Soraka.
Yeah, just amazing all around from OGP. They all played absolutely amazing here in that final game. Game 1, they were able to come back. Game 2, a lot of questionable plays, I do gotta say, from OGP. They definitely
I feel like they set back. They thought what they did wrong, and then they fixed it.
But yeah, that was an amazing series. If you have anything left over.
The only thing I'd say, if I had to give MVP to anyone on the opposing team on DAS, I had to give it to the Nico. They played astonishingly really well.
I gotta agree with you there. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the final game here for today. Me and Wolven Alchemist are gonna go ahead and send it back over to break here, and then Salt Spider will send you guys off. But we'll see you guys next Wednesday for the next games.
Well, once again, I muted myself, but we do have a player of the game before we do end the night off. It is High Reef. Now, 3 people did end up tying for player of the game, but I do believe High Reef did show a great performance in both Game 2 and Game 3. Even though he did lose Game 2, he did his work. He did what he could with his champion. He did his job, and he tried his hardest. But Game 3, he just put that Ornn in the dirt. He didn't allow Ornn to do anything, didn't give him the time to scale, didn't give him the time to get items. Even though the Ornn and Mordekaiser matchup is relatively even, considering the power of both mythics, the Mordekaiser was able to come out on top with no questions asked, just continuously applying pressure and making sure that Ornn could not CS, and it showed with the gold lead. It was about like almost double. It was about 14k to 8k. Other than that, I do think the entire team of OGP played their second game pretty awkwardly, but they got all their things together and played Game 3 splendidly. That Karthus pick did so much damage. The Lucian pick carried them through the early game, and Mordekaiser just held off the island. So if we have any final comments from our casters, I'd be glad to hear them.
That was a spicy series in general.
Definitely.
I love seeing the constant picks from both sides. Like both sides were stuck with what they wanted to do. OGP wanted to keep defensibility with sustained mobility, while DAS was like, let's just go deathball team fight. Like it was the same consistent playstyle for both teams in all 3 games.
Definitely.
I do agree. Another thing is like don't give High Reef Mordekaiser.
Very
That's
true.
the thing.
Very true.
It's just like Legend. Don't give him Yorick. Do not give High Reef Mordekaiser.
Also, don't give Overcomer or OGP Soraka.
So that is true too. But if you do give Soraka, make sure you focus with Soraka, because like I said before, they were too busy trying to kill the Mordekaiser, trying to get that shutdown gold, while Soraka was just in the background healing and just kept on healing, kept on silencing, kept on almost rooting people, and you don't want that on your team. You don't want her to live. You want her to die. So if you kill her, then all their heals, everything is gone. So you might have an opportunity to kill the Mordekaiser then.
I do think both teams did fall into the same trap. They did over-engage both. Like in Game 2, it was OGP who definitely overcommitted for every play, and I think the same thing happened to DAS. Yeah. But overall, I think both teams did play well. I think Game 1 was very spicy. Game 2 was sort of one-sided, and the same with Game 3. Any final comments before I sign off?
Just I'm interested to see how these teams are going to progress throughout the league. What that strengths and weaknesses, and I want to see what the limits are.
This was the first screen game of the split. I am hyped to see the rest of the teams and how they play.
Well, we definitely will come back with another stream coming back at you tomorrow. I will be back here on the analyst desk as well as play-by-play. So I look forward to seeing you guys all tomorrow, and take care. Have a good night, guys.
Night.